Chris Mepham, Joe Rodon and Ben Davis. Connor Roberts and Nico Williams, the two wing-backs. Jordan James, the 19-year-old, alongside Ethan Ampadu in central midfield. And then Kiefer Moore, supported by Brennan Johnson and Harry Wilson. As for Poland, they've got three centre-backs too, unchanged from their 5-1 win against Estonia. Wojciech Szczesny, former Arsenal keeper, now at Juventus, turns and applauds the Polish fans behind him, behind the goal away to our right. He's all in yellow. Jan Bednarek of Southampton, Pavel Davidovich of Verona, Jakub Kiwior of Arsenal, the three centre-backs. Przemysław Frankowski, the right-sided wing-back, Nikola Zalewski of Roma on the left-hand side. Bartosz Slisz, who has recently come into this Poland team, he now plays in the MLS for Atlanta United. And Poland kick off, and immediately they go for a long-range shot, trying to catch Danny Ward out, and the ball just balloons into his arms, and that came off the right boot of Jakub Piotrowski. He's also in central midfield. Piotr Zielinski of Napoli supports Karol Świderski and Robert Lewandowski. John Murray was talking about Romelu Lukaku's international goals and how it compares to the entire England starting lineup against Belgium at Wembley this evening. Well, Wales have 27 in this team now that Gareth Bale is not here and Aaron Ramsey is on the bench. And in Poland's front three, they have 103 goals between them. Robert Lewandowski with 82 of those. Wales throw down the left-hand touchline, aimed at Kiefer Moore. The ball bounces just inside the Wales half. Nico Williams battles for it. Jordan James nips in, prods a pass to Brennan Johnson. He goes on a little dribble, stopped in his tracks. Here's Slisz, plays the ball back towards the edge of his penalty area. And in the end, Poland come back to the goalkeeper, Szczesny, under a little bit of pressure, so immediately clears high downfield. Lewandowski jumps, doesn't win the header. James powers a header behind Rodon, and Rodon goes scampering back and is able to pass the ball out to the man with the moustache, the famous moustache, Connor Roberts, playing his football now at Leeds United in the Championship. Danny Ward clears, ball bounces once, Kiefer Moore battles for it, Davidovich goes down, and Kiefer Moore immediately is penalised for the clash. Davidovich holding his mouth. Poland get a free kick. And there's been a goal in the England under-21s Euros qualifier against Luxembourg. Chris Coles.
A second for England, who've dominated this half. The whistle is gone. They lead by 2-0. Samuel Illing Jr.'s emphatic smash into the roof of the net following Noni Madueke's composed finish. Luxembourg have barely vacated their own half, let alone threaten the England penalty area. Half-time here, England 2, Luxembourg 0.
Georgia have won the penalty shootout, so Georgia as a nation have qualified for their first ever major international tournament. They've beaten Greece by 4-2 on penalties. They go into a group in the summer with Turkey, Portugal and the Czech Republic. Full commentary of England-Belgium at Wembley with Ian Dennis and Paul Robinson. He's over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. I'm sitting alongside former Welsh international captain and team manager of the women's team, Jayne Ludlow. Early stages here of Wales-Poland, 2.5 minutes gone. Ball played into the Wales half. Rodon again is able to chase back and play back to the goalkeeper, Danny Ward. Ward takes a very assured touch with his right foot and then clips the ball up the middle of the field. Moore actually didn't really want to jump for that against Davidovich, because I think he's a little bit worried about getting penalised again. Wales go with a longer ball and it comes through to Szczesny. But that is something we were talking about with Moore, wasn't it, Jane, on Thursday night?
Yeah, it's a good spot. And, talking to some people before the game, it's come up a lot in conversation. There's a risk to playing Kiefer Moore in international matches, believe it or not, because the refereeing is slightly different to what he's used to game in, game out right now. And, he has to be careful with his arms, and he's been pulled on one already, and you can see the second opportunity. He's completely pulled away. Hopefully that will continue.
Refereeing team is Italian this evening. Daniele Orsato is the man in the middle. VAR involved in the game as well. Poland have the ball inside their own penalty area. They play across to Jakub Kiwior, who's now becoming a regular fixture in the Arsenal team. Big game for them on Sunday. Premier League returns. Full commentary we've got on 5 Live of Manchester City against Arsenal. Kiwior, ever present in the qualification campaign for Poland, playing in the short sleeve shirt. Poland have passed the ball away to the right-hand side. Now they're bringing it back into the middle of the field. Looking for options right and left is Jakub Piotrowski. Rolls a short pass to his left-hand side. Davidovich, the centre-back, goes wide to Kiwior. Little turn from Zalewski, who might have been clipped by Connor Roberts. Referee saw it late, but has given the free kick to Poland. 4 minutes into the first half. Wales 0, Poland 0. Let's get an early update from Wembley. England playing Belgium. John Murray.
4 minutes played here as well. England 0, Belgium 0. England gave Kobbie Mainoo on his first start for England the first kick of the match. He kicked off. England playing in this, I must say, grey looking second choice kit. Ivan Toney up front has had a little sniff across from Bowen, but Toney deflected it against his own arm, so that was a free kick. And Belgium, they're playing in their Tintin inspired new away kit. It is raining steadily here at Wembley, not quite thundering typhoons. England 0, Belgium 0.
I was just wondering how many Tintin puns John Murray is going to manage to get into his reports this evening. We'll note those down. That's one on the list already. Coming up to 5 minutes played at the Cardiff City Stadium. Poland seeing a bit of the ball at the moment. It's broken loose inside the Wales half. Harry Wilson comes sprinting back, knocks it back to Connor Roberts. Roberts plays a ball into the heart of the Welsh midfield, and Keeper Moore has done really well to control that, and he was being tugged back there by Piotrowski as he tried to get away. That wasn't the easiest ball to deal with, Jane. That was a very confident start from Keeper Moore.
To be honest, I think it highlights the confidence that the Welsh team have, because Connor Roberts picked it up really deep in his own half and he sprays it across the midfield. I think it was Brennan Johnson that actually received and did really well under pressure. But you can see the confidence they have. I was a bit nervous seeing him do it, to be fair, but we dealt with it well. Yeah, apologies to Brennan Johnson. It was his magnificent touch and control that saw him fouled. Keeper Moore at the moment is just hanging on the shoulder of the last defender as Wales build up inside their own half. Nico Williams, this is the space he wants to get into. Attacking position, cross in towards Moore, just headed away by Davidovic. That's the danger from Wales early on in the game. Wales 0, Poland 0, just over 5 minutes played. Germany 0, Netherlands 1 in an international friendly this evening. Veerman with the goal for the Netherlands. Germany recent winners over France by 2-0 in Lyon at the weekend, but Germany 0, Netherlands 1, the latest in the friendlies tonight. Keep an eye on this young man, Jordan James, in the heart of Wales midfield. We'll get some thoughts, more thoughts from Dave Edwards, who's also part of our commentary team tonight, former Wales international, on Jordan James, now playing alongside Ethan Ampadu, who I know Dave had the pleasure, I think, of playing one game alongside for the Welsh national team. Dave was coming to the end of his international career. Ethan Ampadu just starting his. Keeper Moore wants a free kick for a challenge on him, wide on the right. He doesn't get that decision. 6.5 minutes in, and Poland very comfortable on the ball. Zielinski of Napoli comes deep, plays a little 1-2, gets it again. Brennan Johnson closes him down, and Zielinski, who's a short figure, just plays a low ball to his left. Wide it comes to Kivior, and Rob Page immediately, like all the fans in the stadium, has his right hand up, appealing for a throw-in. And the assistant referee agrees and says that is a throw-in for Wales. So 7 minutes played. Wales 0, Poland 0. Jane, what have you made of the opening skirmishes? Well, there's lots of turnovers right now. Neither team are actually settling on the ball very well. So lots of turnovers in middle third of the park. But Wales in possession right now with a bit of space over on the left-hand side with Ben Davies. Yeah, Ben Davies, the skipper again tonight. Low pass from him goes out to Nico Williams. Williams can have a little run at Frankowski here. Takes Frankowski on the outside. Frankowski sticks a foot in. Wales win the throw in an attacking position on the left. No Matty Cash for Poland this evening. Came on as a half-time substitute against Estonia last week, but pulled up after 10 or so minutes of football with what looked like a hamstring problem. So Matty Cash of Aston Villa not involved. Nico Williams in with a tackle on Piotrowski, and the decision goes against Wales, and that is going to be a free kick to Poland. Let's bring Dave Edwards in for the first time since the game started. Dave, you were making that point about Wales' central midfield. Jordan James has been such a find for them recently, hasn't he?
He's been brilliant. It was a problem position for Wales for a number of months, years even. As soon as Joe Allen retired, it was like, who's going to fill that void in there? And they needed a defensive midfielder, somebody who could sit in there. Jordan James is a lot more forward thinking at Birmingham, but you can see he does that role really well. Sits alongside Ethan Ampadu, very good on the ball, will receive it in dangerous areas. A brave footballer, and he's made a big difference to this Wales team. Davidovic plays the ball into the midfield. It comes back here to Bednarek. Bednarek trying to get Poland out on the right-hand side. 8 minutes gone in the first half. England 0, Belgium 0 at Wembley. Full commentary over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. England's under-21s at half-time. 2-0 up against Luxembourg in their Euro qualifier. And Scotland, Northern Ireland already underway at Hampden Park in a friendly. That game is 0-0. Wales have a throw in their right back position. The stadium suddenly falls silent for a second or two, and you really notice it on a noisy night like tonight, because silence is very much not the norm. Connor Roberts, long throw towards Keeper Moore, who leaps well, glances the header into the Poland half, but Bednarek is able just to cushion it down, play a ball to Kivior.
Kiwior back to Bednarek, 10 yards inside his own half, goes running left to right and then sweeps a high ball out towards the right wing. It's overhit, it's covered by Ben Davies. He kind of wants this ball to run out of play. It might just do that, and in the end it does. Yeah, Ben Davies, it happens for him. It goes behind for the Wales goal kick. Wales 0, Poland 0. Back to John Murray at Wembley.
Still England 0, Belgium 0, but a problem for England. John Stones is having to come off. So England lost Manchester City's Kyle Walker to injury early against Brazil at the weekend. John Stones is now having to leave the field. He sort of caught his foot in the turf, twisted his ankle, twisted his knee, and Joe Gomez has had to come on to play alongside Lewis Dunk in the England central defence, and Belgium causing problems through the middle. I think England are just about scrambling it away. England 0, Belgium 0.
OK, thank you, John. Manchester City fans equally won't be pleased to hear that. Problem for England, problem for Manchester City. They play Arsenal on Sunday. It's a full commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. We're coming up to 10 minutes played at the Cardiff City Stadium. Euro 2024 playoff final. Winners tonight will be at the tournament this summer. They go into a group with France, the Netherlands and Austria. That is what they're playing for this evening. Wales looking comfortable on the ball when they've got it, which they have at the moment, and there's been a goal at Wembley. John Murray. Just
seconds after John Stones had to leave the field, Belgium have taken the lead. I think England were still getting themselves organised. A careless goal. They gave the possession away at the back, and Yuri Tielemans for Belgium, who scored here for Leicester in the FA Cup final, just rolled the ball from 18 yards into the empty net. It was given away at the back. Jordan Pickford was in possession, trying to clear it away, and Belgium took full advantage. England 0, Belgium 1.
Wales 0, Poland 0. Throw in from Connor Roberts, slung into the middle of the pitch. It skidded off Harry Wilson's chest. Poland headed away for now up towards the halfway line. Ampadu gets a foot in. Brennan Johnson tries to get it under control, manages to do so, sees Nico Williams in space on the left. Williams with the ball at his feet, takes on Frankowski. Good tackle by the Polish right wing back. Played back to Bednarek, slightly loose first touch from him, gave Wales encouragement, but now Poland in their white shirts with the red trim bring the ball out from the back. It's rolled in front of Kiwior. Kiwior with his head up all the time, looking for a pass, which he scoops down the left-hand touchline. Good defending from Mepham. Just let that bounce over the head of Swiderski. And Joe Rodon is able to get on the ball for Wales. Such experience in the Wales backline. Ben Davies, Joe Rodon, Chris Mepham also used to playing together. Davies driving forward, tumbles over, doesn't get a free kick. Chance for Poland possibly on the counter here. Zielinski plays the ball back to Kiwior, forward to Nikola Zalewski, who I recently saw in action for Roma at the Amex Stadium, with Roma knocking Brighton out of the Europa League. Here is Slij on the right hand side, space to run into. Now the cross into the Wales penalty area. Oh, Swiderski stretches, didn't get a touch, and the ball goes right across the face of the Wales goal and behind for a goal kick. First real moment of danger. Jayne Ludlow.
It was a moment of danger, but what we're seeing, both teams are matching each other. They're playing very much in a 5-2-3 organisation, and it's bitty right now. It's high tempo, but there's lots of turnovers in the game. But when either team win possession, if they can switch, there's so much space on the far side, and that's what we've just seen from Poland. They did it really well through the midfield out to the wide area, and they've got an opportunity on goal.
Karol Swiderski, the man who scored winners against Wales in both games in the Nations League campaign in 2020-2021. And Poland have the ball again with Zielinski running away from Wales players. Ampadu makes half a tackle. Zielinski still going, 25 yards out, little pass to his right hand side. Now the danger man Lewandowski, 25 yards from goal, pass to his right hand side. Piotrowski hits the shot and misses the target by a long way, as you can probably tell from the reaction inside the stadium. Let's get to Hampden Park for the first time since kick-off this evening. Ailey Barber is watching Scotland-Northern Ireland.
Where it is still goalless, Ali, but Scotland absolutely dominating possession in this one. They are knocking the ball around comfortably, confidently. The only slight problem perhaps is that they haven't really created a clear-cut opportunity. A Ryan Christie effort well wide of the post, the closest they've come as yet to breaking the deadlock, but very confident, comfortable here at Hampden Park for Scotland, still goalless.
That game available to watch on the BBC iPlayer this evening at Wembley. England 0, Belgium 1, if you want to listen to commentary of that. So if you've tuned into 5 Live and you're thinking where's the England game, that is over on Sports Extra. This is Wales against Poland, and this is for a place in the Euros this summer. It is Wales 0, Poland 0. More thoughts from Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards shortly as part of our commentary team here inside the Cardiff City Stadium. Poland on the ball inside their own half. Dawidovic with the white socks rolled down in the green boots plays across to Bednarek. Bednarek Right across the pitch to Kivior. Kivior back to Davidovic again. Kiefer Moore closes in. Davidovic just knocks a low pass to his right. Bednarek assesses his options. Forward to Frankowski. Little 1-2 there with Lewandowski, who was nudged off the ball off balance, kept his feet, involved again. Gets it back from Bednarek. Lewandowski looks up, curling ball from him into the Welsh penalty area beyond Swiderski, and Connor Roberts' glancing header away to his left prevents the ball from going out for a corner. It goes out for a throw-in to Poland, which Zalewski is about to take. So 14 edgy minutes played so far. Wales 0, Poland 0. England 0, Belgium 1. John Stones off injured at Wembley. Throw in for Poland. Down to the byline it goes. Challenge made by Jordan James. Corner for Poland. Jayne Ludlow.
Well, we've seen a couple of moments, first 15 minutes, where, you know, it's either Lewandowski or his sidekick up top tonight, Swiderski, and they're overloading the midfield. And we've said how well Ampadu and James have done in previous games, but they've got one heck of a task tonight to deal with that overload when forwards dropping in.
Thoughts of Dave Edwards coming shortly. Let's see what Poland can do with the corner. Connor Roberts was just having a word with the referee, Daniele Orsato. Pause play for a second there, not entirely sure what that was about. Poland, though, with the corner, attacking the goal away to our left. As we were saying before the game, as it is in so many football games, of course, first goal tonight, absolutely crucial in this playoff final. Swiderski corner, left foot delivery, zipping across the Wales box. Now a chance possibly for Wales to come away on the counter. Ampadu with the ball at his feet, making ground, passes it forward. Harry Wilson wins it there off Slish. It falls to Johnson. Johnson on the dribble, 30 yards from goal in the central position, does so well to come out of a clutch of white shirts. Ball is played to the left. Crossing from Nico Williams, headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Jordan James controls it with his right foot. Now attacking down the right-hand side. Cross into the near post. Knocked behind for a corner to Wales. Penalty at Wembley. John Murray.
England are 1-0 down to Belgium, but England have a penalty and a chance to equalise. It was Jan Vertonghen who brought down Ivan Toney on his full debut for England, his second cap, and now Ivan Toney himself, such a consummate penalty taker, has the chance to score his first goal for his country, which he does. He sends Matt Salles the wrong way, and Ivan Toney scores in the 17th minute of his full debut to make it England 1, Belgium 1.
Wales 0, Poland 0. Ivan Toney then, what a night for him at Wembley. Commentary continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Corner for Wales to be taken by Harry Wilson from the right. Into the edge of the 6-yard box, headed just over. Kiefer Moore came through a whole host of bodies there, planted his head on the ball, and it's gone just over the crossbar. Let's get the thoughts of Dave Edwards.
Well, Wales just getting themselves into the game. It's been a bit of a slow start from this Welsh team, but they built up a little bit of momentum in the last couple of minutes, and that was their best chance so far. An in-swinging corner from the right-hand side, and Kiefer Moore attacks it aggressively, but just can't quite get up over the ball. Might come off Ben Davies in the end.
They're almost jumping with each other there in the middle of the park. By the way, Dave, the point I was making about playing alongside Ethan Ampadu, I'm right in saying, aren't I, that your last international for Wales was Ethan Ampadu's first international for Wales. Is that right?
It certainly was, and I had a glimpse straight away of what a good player he's going to be, because he was the one bossing me around. Although I was coming to the end of my international career, he was the one telling me to get out of the way so he could get on the ball, and I let him. Of course.
17-year-old Ethan Ampadu now winning his 51st cap tonight. Germany 1, Netherlands 1. Germany have equalised in the friendly. Chris Mepham wins a header just short of the halfway line. 17 minutes played. Jayne Ludlow, how are the nerves?
Better after that last couple of minutes, to be fair. That counter-attack opportunity showing our strength, and a great delivery from Wilson on the corner, and they needed to bury that one, to be fair, and it was a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, a couple of half chances then in the game. Swiderski stretching, trying to get on the end of one cross early on for Poland, and Ben Davies and Kiefer Moore both nearly connecting with the same Wilson cross, and the ball just heading over the bar. 18 minutes played in the first half, still 0-0. Kivior's long ball forward, Mepham's got it covered, bouncing ball, heads it out of play, was looking to find Connor Roberts with a little cushioned header, couldn't quite keep that ball in play, so Poland get a throw in on the left. Jayne.
Poland are a decent team though, aren't they? They're very patient when the back three have the ball, but as soon as it goes into the middle of the park, that's when the tempo increases, and that's when they're very dangerous.
Qualified for their last 4 Euros, their last 2 World Cups, Poland. This their first playoff campaign. Wales, of course, have playoff experience, having qualified for Qatar that way. Ball drops here to Piotrowski. Danger for Wales at the moment. Back defending. Schlisch plays to the right-hand side. Frankowski, little chip ball into the box. Piotrowski chases it, gets a right-footed touch on the ball, but it only knocks it into the arms of Danny Ward, who picks it up and just comes walking out to the edge of his penalty area. So 19 minutes played, Wales 0, Poland 0. Extra time and penalties if required this evening. Georgia have won a penalty shootout against Greece to qualify for the Euros this summer. We're keeping an eye on Ukraine against Iceland in the other playoff final this evening as well. Ampadu running into space here, but the ball from Ben Davies just long over the top. It's a really good one. Brennan Johnson chasing. Davidovic gets there just in time for Poland, but all he can do is stretch out a right leg and knock it behind for a corner to Wales. The danger of the pace of Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, and look, Poland are pressing fairly high, so when you look at the organisation there's space behind the back line. There's nothing wrong with exploiting that space and actually looking to use it early, which was what we've just done. Really direct pass, but really impactful as well.
Poland well supported here at the Cardiff City Stadium. They've got a little section of the stand away to our right-hand side, right where this corner is going to come in from the Wales left flank. Ben Davies very, very deep at the far post, starting a run now. It's a high one aimed towards him, but Moore gets the header on it, can't direct it on goal off balance and skews it well wide of the target. But two corners, and both times keeper Moore has been a threat.
I think I'd have put my house on him scoring that. It was a free header. To be fair, he was being held, wasn't he? But he's capable of dealing with that. He just hasn't made the right contact in any shape or form, unfortunately.
He's caught in two minds, wasn't he? Whether to go back across goal or go for target. But he got his feet grounded, he held off the Polish defenders, and he had a free header, and he'll be disappointed he didn't make more of that.
Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards, former Welsh internationals, with us at the Cardiff City Stadium. 20 minutes in, nail-biting night. Wales 0, Poland 0. Rob Page loving the sliding challenge there from Chris Mepham to win a tackle, knock the ball out of play for another throw in to Poland. Piotrowski's a central figure for them in central midfield. Recent addition to this national team squad. This only his fifth cap, but he is a 26-year-old and has scored a couple of goals in his first two caps as well, so Wales need to watch out for him. Long ball down into the Welsh half. Mepham ducks underneath it. It comes skidding through to Danny Ward. Ward picks it up and just bowls it out underarm to Rodon. Ampadu takes it off Rodon just in front of his own penalty area. Uses Joe Rodon again. Wide it goes to Ben Davies. Davies lets it run to Nico Williams. Williams just strokes the ball back into his own half. Forward from Rodon to the 19-year-old Jordan James. Very happy to take the ball under pressure. Keeps it for Wales. Connor Roberts flicks it forward with his left foot. Keeper Moore jumps, wins the flick on. No one there to chase onto it. Harry Wilson felt he was pushed. Complains to the fourth official. Referee didn't agree. Poland have the ball again. France 0, Chile 1. Latest scoreline. A game that kicked off at 8 o'clock. Another friendly tonight. So France beaten by Germany at the weekend. Now 1-0 down at home to Chile. Wales trying to close the ball down inside the Poland half. The initial clearance is blocked, runs to Śliż, and Śliż plays across here to Davidovic. Davidovic looking for support, plays to the left to Kivior. Hurried pass from Kivior, intercepted by Mepham. Loose ball forward from him, didn't find keeper Moore. Danger for Wales now. Zalewski is on the dribble forward, 25 yards out, space opening up, he hits the shot, blocked by Ampadu, and the ball spins away for a throw into Poland on the right. England's under 21s against Luxembourg. Another goal, Chris Coles.
Another goal for England, who now lead by 3-0. Jamie Bino Gittins, the exciting Dortmund prospect. Ruthless England counter-attack. Bino Gittins finishing under the goalkeeper. England 3, Luxembourg 0, 6 minutes into the second half.
In terms of the men's senior team, England 1, Belgium 1. Big shout of man on from the Welsh fans to try and help their team out. Ampadu eventually clattered as he cleared the ball away with his right foot. Just sort of loose play around the Wales penalty area and a slight loss of concentration. Both teams look sort of composed and comfortable on the ball, Jane, but you can sense a real, I mean, totally expected a real edge to the game, and nerves abound in the stadium.
Yeah, to be fair, when there's a turnover, there's pressure coming immediately on the ball player, so they're having to react really quick. And you know, if there was one thing we could adapt for Wales right now, it's the quality of the ball up to Kiefer Moore. It's been really poor, and I think we can adapt that because they see in the past, it's just the quality is making it really difficult for him to hold it up for us.
Let's see what Wales can do this time in their bright red shirts. Ampadu up to the halfway line. Ball to his left to Johnson, just gets enough on that to get it back to Rodon. Rodon sees 3 white-shirted Polish players in front of him, plays to his left to Davis. Davis wide to Williams, back to Ben Davies again. Stadium falls silent for a second as Wales just patiently knock the ball around the back, and Rob Page sort of twirling his right arm, trying to get a little bit more speed in his team's play, while the thunderclap starts from the Polish fans away to our right. Ampadu towards Moore. Moore's layoff to Wilson, looking for Moore again. Intercepted by Zalewski. Clever flick by Lewandowski, looking for Swiderski. Lewandowski fell over, accidentally bumped into Ampadu. Both players are down, but play actually continues. This is Zielinski, 30 yards out in a central position. Lewandowski is back on his feet, doing that sort of Harry Kane things at times for Poland, just dropping a little bit deeper and actually looking to play the killer pass rather than get on the end of the killer pass. And Poland now working out to the left to Zalewski, a much sterner test than Finland on Thursday, as we expected. Zielinski, his cross on the left, blocked by Jordan James. Poland have won a corner. Jayne Ludlow.
Yeah, some great play from Poland there on the left-hand side. You know, they broke the line way too easy then. Midfield for Wales need to just be aware of the movement. You've mentioned it already, Lewandowski dropping in, but there's others dropping in. They're overloaded in those central areas, and they're causing us problems at times. So
corner for Poland will come in from the right as the thunderclap starts up again. Swiderski came across to have a little word with Zielinski. Zielinski sent him away and holds his right arm in the air in his bright white Poland kit. Thunderclap builds pace. Attacking opportunity for the visitors, Poland. Wales 0, Poland 0. Referee's whistle blows. Low corner into the near post. Nothing Poland could really do with that. Touch comes off Frankowski, and that'll go out actually for a throw into Poland, so there must have been a Welsh boot on it as well. Throw in taken to Zalewski. Neat skill from him on the left. Oh, James bit rash with the challenge. No, he gets away with it. No free kick, and James brings it away for Wales. Harry Wilson darts forward ahead of him. Still James into the Poland half. Slish comes across to block his path. Back to Ampadu. Ampadu flicks a little pass to Mepham. Cross to Connor Roberts. Roberts to Ampadu. Chips one forward. Wilson slightly miscontrols, but it turns into a pass for Ampadu. Across to Brennan Johnson, and Nico Williams desperate to get on this ball on the left-hand side. You can see the Welsh fans on the opposite side of the stadium getting on their feet, with Nico Williams starting to attack down the left. He's stopped for a second though. Plays back here to Ampadu. Ben Davies involved, still inside the Poland half. Jordan James this time gets the shout of man on, with Swiderski arriving behind him. Kiefer Moore used as the wall there to lay the pass off into the feet of Brennan Johnson. And still Wales build play inside the Poland half. Back to Rodon, into the feet of Ampadu. The Wales fans applaud as Wales have worked it to the right. Harry Wilson in the inside right channel, up to the corner of the box. Little burst of speed, down to the byline, cross into the box. No one there for Wales to stick it away. It ran a long way across the face of the 6-yard box. Bednarek eventually stabbed it away. That could have been a chance, Jayne.
Oh, Harry Wilson did so well there. He just glided past about 3 white shirts into the box, gets to the corner of the 6, flicks it back, and everybody's just watching it. Oh, what an opportunity.
What a chance for Wales. No one there to stick it away. Long throw coming into the Poland penalty area. Connor Roberts wiping all the moisture off the ball on the sleeves of his red shirt. Now slings the throw into the box. Flicked onto the back post. Moore stretches with the right foot, but the angle was so difficult and the ball had bounced so high. He's taken a knock as he went to try and stick it into the back of the net, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. We'll take you back to Wembley. England playing Belgium tonight. John Murray.
Ali, I thought I was going to be bringing you news of Jared Bowen's first goal for England. It was a header following a corner from the right-hand side. Lewis Dunk headed it back across goal. Bowen in the 6-yard box, nodded it in, thoroughly enjoyed his celebrations, but the Austrian officials have had a look on VAR. It's been ruled out, and so Jared Bowen will have to wait a little longer, and it remains 1-1. England 1, Belgium 1 to be precise.
But I believe the England under-21s have scored again against Luxembourg, Chris Coles.
They have indeed, Ali. The fourth of the evening now, leading Luxembourg by 4-0. Noni Madueke, second of the game for him, collected really nicely on the edge, arrowed into the bottom corner, and England in this under-21 European Championship qualifier lead Luxembourg by 4-0.
If you're playing spot the game of the Welsh legends inside the Cardiff City Stadium, it's not going to be hard this evening. You've just seen Kevin Ratcliffe, former Everton skipper, sitting alongside Ian Rush watching the game tonight. Deadly rivals at club level, international teammates for Wales, desperately hoping and praying that this Welsh team can make it to yet another major tournament, something those two actually were never able to do. We're coming up to the half-hour mark. That's incredible. That seems to have gone so Quickly, we're a minute short of the half-hour mark. Welsh singing starts up, defending to do, and still Wales 0, Poland 0. And Poland decide to play back here to the halfway line. Dawidovic, the middle of the three centre-backs, very carefully places a pass to Kiwior. Dawidovic closed down by Moore. Back to his goalkeeper, Szczesny. Polish fans respond to the Welsh singing by immediately leaping to their feet, bouncing up and down and hitting them with one of their chants. Ball into the Welsh half, intercepted by Joe Rodon, and Rodon plays across to Davis. Davis forward to Ampadu, immediately plays it back to Davis again. Davis in turn goes to Danny Ward, closed down quickly by Świderski, out to Davis. Frankowski is on top of him, clearance by Williams, spins up in the air. Brennan Johnson wins the first header, nodded into the Wales half, and Jordan Jayne lets it run across him because Wales have the ball with Wilson. Wilson just back heels to himself, gives it to Mepham and says immediately give me that back, and then shuffles a pass across the halfway line to Davis, wide to Williams, back to Davis again for Wales. Exactly half an hour played. Wales 0, Poland 0. Brennan Johnson involved. It's back with Ampadu. Ampadu sees space on the right for Wales to try and exploit here. Mepham, side-footed pass into James. James gives it to Roberts, then continues his run out to the right, but Roberts comes infield to Mepham. James has stayed out on the right, takes a touch, but there's no real avenue of space there for Wales to work with. So here's Ampadu in a central position, floated diagonal to the left. Williams onto it with the first touch and then slips as he makes contact with the ball, and it runs off his right boot and into the arms of Szczesny. Jayne Ludlow.
What a great pass by Ethan Ampadu, centre circle, right foot, pings it all the way over to the left. Unfortunately, Nico Williams, we don't usually say this, but a poor touch from him. But good possession from Wales.
Good challenge on Lewandowski as well, made by Chris Mepham to win the ball back for Wales on the halfway line, because Poland from their attack had gone right up the middle of the pitch, and Lewandowski was just looking to turn and try and play someone in behind the Welsh back line. So 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards, former Welsh internationals, both with us this evening. Ukraine 0, Iceland 1, latest score in the playoff final in Wrocław as Wales attack down the left. Ben Davis looking for a low ball, nearly ran to Kiefer Moore on the rebound. Davis slides in to win a tackle. That runs to Śliż, forward to Świderski. James makes a crucial challenge for Wales. He concedes the free kick, but Dave Edwards, he had to break up that attack.
Yeah, it's a good foul by Jordan James. Wales are just struggling a little bit when Poland have the ball. Jayne has mentioned it a few times. Świderski, who's playing up front for Poland, is really trying to run beyond and stretch, and that's causing the back three all sorts of problems, because at the same time Lewandowski is just dropping into deeper areas. Midfield don't know whether to pick him up, defence don't know whether to pick him up, and if they can find Lewandowski, because he's in acres of space at times, then they'll have a problem. Wales, on the other hand, they need to start stretching Poland. They're going to feet too much.
Kiwior's ball forward, picked up by Lewandowski, 30 yards out, rolls a pass to his right, driven shot is low, edge of the box, it's blocked by Joe Rodon. It was Piotrowski with the hit, the tall central midfielder. Chip ball by Ben Davis up towards Kiefer Moore, uses his strength to hold off the defender, chests the ball down, plays it to Mepham. Mepham across to Roberts. Roberts has given it away. Lewandowski makes the block, but it runs off him, goes out for a throw-in, and then the Welsh ball boy gets a little moment to remember there, chucks the ball back to Connor Roberts, but Lewandowski just gave him a little ruffle of the hair there.
To be honest, I am a little bit nervous when we see Wales playing the short passing around the edge of the box. And, you know, just going on what you said 2 minutes ago, Dave, it was a great example of Lewandowski. He's in about 20 yards of space. Opposition half, nobody's dealing with him.
Yeah, the defenders can't come with him, can they? Because they're so worried about the squad behind them. And the midfielders already have three midfielders from Poland to deal with as well. It's a real conundrum for Wales at the moment. They need to try and stay compact.
Dave Edwards, Jayne Ludlow with us at the Cardiff City Stadium. Wales 0, Poland 0. Wales having won a free kick on the halfway line, play back into their own half. Here's Rodon, playing his football with Leeds United this season on loan from Tottenham. Ben Davis of Tottenham, long ball, what a touch from Brennan Johnson to bring that down up to the corner of the penalty area. Support from Williams, low cross into the near post, sliding effort from Wilson, well defended by Poland. The ball is chipped away down the right hand side. Wales still putting the pressure on though here inside the Poland half, and Śliż just steers a side footed ball back into the Poland penalty area. Szczesny under pressure, scrambles a clearance away. Davidovich slices one with his left foot, and it goes out for a Wales throw on the right. Connor Roberts wants to go quickly. There's 2 balls on the field. He's not going to be able to. Quickly to Hampden Park, Scotland, Northern Ireland. Ailey Barber.
Where Northern Ireland have taken the lead through Liverpool's Conor Bradley, his first goal for his country. Nathan Patterson overplaying dreadfully at the back. He lost the ball twice, and it was Conor Bradley who got the opportunity to take the shot. He took it, a slight deflection, but it nestled into the top corner. Nothing Angus Gunn could do about it, and it is a shock scoreline here, because it's been all Scotland, but it's Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1.
Great noise inside this stadium. Wales 0, Poland 0. 10 minutes remaining in the first half of this playoff final. England 1, Belgium 1. Commentary continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Ivan Toney equalising for England from the penalty spot. Wales have lost it inside their own half. Got to make a challenge now. Ampadu. Zielinski is able to turn away from him. Jordan James desperately trying to cling on. The ball goes to the left-hand side to Zalewski. Wales are backpedaling. Zalewski heads for the byline, stands the ball up to the far post, nodded down into the edge of the 6-yard box. Ampadu is there, caught as he made his clearance. Crucial intervention for Wales, but Jayne, that's exactly what you were talking about. Loose with possession inside the Wales half, and Poland immediately looked dangerous.
Yeah, we just had Connor Roberts really deep in our own half, right-hand side, plays his central areas, doesn't give Jordan James too much of a chance, to be fair, and Poland are jumping on those opportunities and getting lots of numbers forward.
France 1, Chile 1, latest scoreline. Another goal at Wembley, John Murray.
Belgium are back in front. England 1, Belgium 2, and after a good spell for England when they really should have taken the lead, a ball forward for Lukaku to chase. Dunk failed to clear it. Lukaku was onto the ball, crossed it with the outside of his left boot, and Tielemans arriving in the 6-yard box to score his second goal of the match. England 1, Belgium 2.
So Yuri Tielemans with 2 at Wembley. John was talking about Romelu Lukaku on 83 goals for Belgium. Robert Lewandowski here is on 82, so those two having their own personal little battle this evening, unbeknownst to themselves, of course. Kiefer Moore this time hauled to the floor, and this time wins the free kick. So if he gets in the right position, he's very, very difficult to handle for a defender.
Yeah, he does well, you know, he uses his body really well. He's a big, strong guy, and obvious foul there, just being pulled back and ends up on the floor.
Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1, as we heard from Ailey. You can watch that game on the iPlayer this evening, and we'll take you back to the England under-21s game against Luxembourg in a second, after we've seen what Wales can do with the free kick. Last 10 minutes of the first half, chances few and far between this evening. Wales have looked dangerous from the corners, finding the head of Kiefer Moore. They've not been able to get the header on target. Poland have looked dangerous when actually Wales have given them the ball inside their own half. Swiderski stretching to try and get on the end of one cross, which he didn't quite manage to do. What can Harry Wilson do with the free kick? It's right in the middle of the Poland half, not too much angle to work with. Slides a low ball into the box. Ben Davies chases, and Szczesny goes sliding to his right and skids onto the ball and picks it up with both hands. Wales 0, Poland 0. Wales trying something a little different from the set piece. It didn't quite come off. Kivior plays out to Piotrowski. Now this time Poland have lost the ball inside their own half. Wales can't work too much with it. Jordan James involved in a 50-50 with Piotrowski. He's accidentally trodden on Piotrowski as Piotrowski was on the floor. Wales have won the ball back. Piotrowski's still down. Not a head injury, but the referee has decided to stop the game, much to the dismay of the Wales fans. Wales 0, Poland 0. It's tense, it's tight, it's edgy. We'll have a look on our replay monitor at exactly what happened there. I think James initially thought he was fouled. He was trying to hold Piotrowski off, and then his left foot goes back, Jayne, and he does tread on Piotrowski's leg, but certainly not deliberately.
No, you can just see Jordan James, you know, he's looking at the ball. He's just trying to get after that ball. There's no thought, I'm sure, in a sense of hurting the guy who happens to be underneath him at that moment in time.
Shin pads these days, the size of sort of pack of playing cards inside the socks. I don't know, what were they like when you played, Dave, did you?
Well, they were getting smaller and smaller, weren't they? But that one definitely hurt, though. So Jordan James didn't mean it. There's no malice in it, but yeah, he fully stood on his shin and took it away.
Piotrowski's recovering, being dealt with. So let's check in with Chris Coles. England's under-21s playing a qualifier, Euros qualifier this evening against Luxembourg. Chris, what's the latest?
Well, England are very much enjoying themselves in Bolton Alley. They have a 5th against Luxembourg. Morgan Rogers, the Aston Villa youngster, with his very first touch, he was on for a matter of seconds as a second half sub, tapping in from just underneath the crossbar. There are many more goals in this for England, you feel. They lead Luxembourg by 5-0, 67 minutes played.
Injury update from Hampden Park as well, Ailey Barber.
Yeah, Scotland still down here by a 1-0, and they're also now without their captain. Andy Robertson took a really sore one. I'm surprised he continued. He did try. He got about 5 minutes before he went down again, and he's had to come off.
Ball through the middle for keeper Moore to chase, and Szczesny comes out to the edge of the area, gets there just in time for Poland. Probably really wanted Brennan Johnson to be running onto that, but Szczesny was off his line quickly and dealt with it. Jayne.
Yeah, really high line there from Poland. So Wales nearly on the halfway line, and Poland back line probably about 20 yards away, and just lots of space to exploit behind, and we've tried to do it there.
Apologies to Ailey for the interruption. One of those nights on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. England-Belgium continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. This is Wales 0, Poland 0, but as Ailey was saying, Andy Robertson injured for Scotland. John Stones injured for England this evening. Lewandowski, that was an awkward attempt at controlling the ball. He's lost it inside his own half, trying to win it back off James. James holds him off, plays it to Connor Roberts, who suddenly popped up in central midfield. Scoop pass is blocked, and now a problem for Wales as Poland trying to hit them on the counter. Ball just inside the Poland half, but Wales getting enough numbers back behind the ball in time, so Poland have to start to rebuild, and they come across here to Dawidovic, the middle of the 3 centre-backs. Ukraine 1, Iceland 1. That game being played in Poland, in Wrocław this evening, playing for a place at the Euros as well. Here's Dawidovic to Kiwior, left-sided centre-back, back to Dawidovic again. You've got the 3 Polish centre-backs in the white shirts, sort of being mirrored by the 3 Welsh attackers in the red shirts, trying to keep them at bay inside their own half. Long ball downfield. Wales are sort of frustrated Poland into that, and they get possession again through Danny Ward, who side puts a ball out to Mepham. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. 0-0. Mepham taking his time, just stands on the ball with his right foot. Back to his goalkeeper Ward, now played to Rodon. Rodon trotting forward. Jordan James appears in space for him in central midfield. Ampadu just to his left. Ampadu across to Davis. Davis with a low ball, seeking Harry Wilson, intercepted. Ampadu gets it back for Wales, quickly across to Mepham. Mepham now finds Connor Roberts. Roberts bringing the ball in from the right-hand touchline. Kiefer Moore lays it off, a little bit heavy with the touch, but Mepham is able to keep the ball in play. James across to Ampadu. You can see Nico Williams backpedaling, trying to get in position to receive a pass on the left. Ben Davies looking for him, didn't quite put enough on it, and is cleared away for a Welsh throw.
I'd like us to look for that pass to Nico Williams earlier, because when we have looked for it, it's created an opportunity for us. I think there's acres of space if we can switch the ball through the midfield and get it out to Nico Williams earlier.
That's Jayne Ludlow, former Welsh international, Welsh captain, manager of the women's national team. Connor Roberts on the right, good ball in to the Polish penalty area, only half cleared. Williams tries to get it back to Kiefer Moore, lurking on the edge of the box, couldn't quite find him. Ampadu comes scuttling across inside the Polish half, gets the ball back for Wales. Here's Ben Davies, 10 yards into the Polish half. Back to Ampadu. Ampadu slides a pass forward. Good touch and turn from Tottenham's Brennan Johnson. Johnson looking for runners. One of those is Harry Wilson. Looks to make contact on the slide. Can't quite get there. And Szczesny has the ball at his feet. That is better from Wales.
It is better. The last 5 minutes, we've looked good on the ball, to be fair. And that last moment, Ethan Ampadu driving up on the left-hand side and splits the back line, to be fair. And I think Harry Wilson, you just talk about inches away from the ball, in and around the 6-yard box.
Yeah, Ukraine 0, Iceland 1. I said 1-1. VAR apparently disallowed the Ukraine equaliser, so Iceland still leading that game by a 0-0. And France now in front in their friendly against Chile by 2-1. Ben Davies penalised for a challenge on the halfway line. 2.5 minutes away from the break. Not too many chances. We thought the game would be tight. It certainly proved that. Wales 0, Poland 0, and it is going to be one of those nights. A little bit of magic, a mistake, just someone needs to try and seize the opportunity and be a hero. Here's Zielinski for Poland to Śliż, down the right hand side to Frankowski, back to Śliż again. The Poland possession just being booed and jeered and whistled at the moment. Bednarek stabs a pass to his left. Dawidovic closed down. Harry Wilson continues the press, and Kiwior has to play back to his goalkeeper Szczesny. Running towards him is Śliż, receives it from Szczesny. Dawidovic to Kiwior on the left, delays the delivery of the pass, then plays it, curling ball down the line to Świderski, took a touch, felt he was fouled there by Rodon, just good defending from the Welsh centre-back, and it goes out for a throw-in to Wales on the right. Connor Roberts not happy with the match ball, so the man with the tash that was described by Rob Phillips, the BBC Wales football correspondent, as a sort of Captain Darling moustache, which is exactly right. It's a sort of World War II RAF pilot type moustache. Oh, good skills on the left-hand side from Brennan Johnson. Seems to have the beating of the Polish defenders when he gets the ball at his feet. Play back to Ampadu, inside left channel. Cross comes into the Polish area. Kiwior just puts a meaty left foot to the ball and clears it away first time. Onto it is Piotrowski, half tackled by Mepham, support from Zalewski for Poland. Neat skills from him, tries to beat Mepham again though, that wasn't wise, ran into Mepham and Wales get 2 men there. Connor Roberts trodden on by Lewandowski, so he's out of this Wales attack, but Ampadu's got the ball at his feet last minute of the first half, then added time, and Wales come forward. On the left with Williams, Ben Davies continues a run, goes shrieking past him. Nico Williams decides not to use him, plays back to Ampadu, wide it goes to Williams this time. Davies is still up there, he's going to get to that first. Sliding challenge from Bednarek, good challenge as well, and it goes out for a Wales throw on the left. And Wales at this point, Jayne, late in the first half, just going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of care over the closing stages.
Yeah, to be fair to them, I think the last 10-15 minutes we've definitely come into the game now in possession. You know, we've done well defensively all the way through this first half, but in possession we're looking a little bit more composed, retaining the ball a little bit better, and over on that left hand side we're creating opportunities there.
Nico Williams from the left chips the ball into the box. Moore's header, there it is, it's nodded into the back of the net. The offside flag is up. Joy turns to despair. VAR are going to have to check. It was a dangerous ball from the left. Kiefer Moore nodded it back across goal. Ben Davies, the skipper, was the one to power the header home. He had a goal disallowed against Finland on Thursday night, and it looks like he might have another one chalked off here. First ball into the box, Moore wins the header. We will have to have a look at that. The video assistant referee, Massimiliano Irati, will have to have a look at that. Ben Davies all alone, edge of the 6-yard box, plants the header quite brilliantly into the back of the net. Let's wait and see.
Ali, I don't think he's offside. That might be my heart rather than my head talking right now, but what we've just seen, I don't think he's offside.
Well, he is, unfortunately, for Wales. He is. I know what you mean though, Jay. The confusing thing sometimes with those camera angles that we see, they are not directly down the line. So the angle we saw, it looked like Ben Davies might have been playing onside. Zalewski's gone down holding his face. The game is back underway. Mepham has sliced the clearance away, and now the referee decides enough is enough for the first half. So Wales 0, Poland 0 at half time, and for a second there, for a few seconds there, Jayne Ludlow, we thought Wales might just be in front, but it did come from the left, and that's exactly where you're saying Wales should be attacking.
Yeah, look, there's been some great moments and opportunities coming from the left-hand side. I'd just like us to break a little bit quicker over to either Brennan Johnson or Nico Williams, because when they get the ball and they get a little bit of space, they're a threat against this Polish backline.
More thoughts from Dave Edwards as well in just a second. Half-time, though, the ball has hit the back of the net, ruled out by VAR, so it's still level. Wales 0, Poland 0.
Ali, thank you very much. Alistair, Bruce Ball and Jayne Ludlow with commentary. Dave Edwards, as Ali was saying, is with us as well. Dave, it was so close, that decision, and by eye it looked as though he might just scrape through with an onside goal.
Yeah, the angle we were looking at, it just looked like Ben Davies might have just held his run close enough. It was better from Wales. That last 5 minutes, they really played their best football. They were getting down the sides of Poland a lot more, getting in behind them, and from there you get crossed into the box. And Kiefer Moore is causing all sorts of problems when the ball is in there to attack, and he did on that occasion, comes back across goal. And Wales will get more moments like that if they can start getting down the sides of this Poland team more, because the first 40 minutes they weren't doing it enough.
Yeah, increasingly they've been getting down that left-hand side as well. That's clearly an area that they've looked at.
Yeah, I think with the pace out there with Nico Williams and then Brennan Johnson running from in to out into that channel, that's causing them a lot of problems. Frankowski, he's playing right side wing back. He wants to go forward. He doesn't want to go back the other way as much as that. So there's a lot of problems for Bednarek on that right hand side. Both Nico Williams and Brennan Johnson have got the beating of Jan Bednarek as they're running at him. And like I said before, you get crosses into the box, it will help. But just in general play, I feel like Wales need to have more willing runners in behind. A lot of that first half was Wales coming towards the ball. Poland were playing a very high line. There was space to run into. We needed to get him turned a little bit more, and there were some positive sides just at the end of the half.
Jayne, you mentioned it in commentary about the quality of the ball into Kiefer Moore, just getting that little bit of sharpness maybe in the passing, and there've been some amazing kind of long crossfield passes in this game, but just that short game at the end seems to be short.
Yeah, I think, we've selected Kiefer Moore, so there's a game plan there. We're going to look to him early on a turnover, but right now the detail up to him isn't great. But as the game's gone on, you've just mentioned it, Dave, it's a really high line from Poland, so it's more a case of exploit the space behind it. Now, is that the right environment for Kiefer Moore? Maybe not. We could see some changes.
We might well see some changes in the second half, and would that help them to get in behind that? Would someone like David Brooks be a better choice in order to try and do that?
Potentially, but it's not just Brooks, David, James. Oh my gosh, it's actually mad these days that as a Welsh national team fan you can go, we've got choice on the bench, and we have pace on the bench as well. So it could be a couple of the guys could have an opportunity, to be fair.
Do you think there's an opportunity here to switch things up at half time, Dave?
Definitely, it's definitely an option. Whether Rob Page decides to wait another 5 or 10 minutes just to see how the second half starts, but I wrote down on my notepad about halfway through that first half in big capital letters, Dan James. It is made for him with that high line. Dan James, even keeping Kiefer Moore on the pitch, but him running off him, I think will cause this Polish defence all sorts of problems, because they're not the quickest at the back. And I think Dan James, with the form he's in at club level, with the goal he got the other night, he'll be full of confidence. He'll be raring to go, be disappointed he's not going to play, and he'll want to prove a point. But I think there's options, because at the moment Harry Wilson's been excellent in a Wales shirt the last 12 months or so, especially since Gareth Bale has moved on and retired. He's been excellent, but he's coming towards the ball. Brennan Johnson, who is the pacey one of that front three, he's coming towards the ball, and Kiefer Moore's not really going to stretch him behind. He did need to get onto the end of one at the end, but if that was Dan James, he'd have got there before the goalkeeper. But there's so much space to exploit behind that Polish backline that it seems crazy that Dan James isn't on the pitch.
Former Wales internationals Dave Edwards and Jayne Ludlow are here at the Cardiff City Stadium alongside Alistair. Bruce Ball will be back with the team for the second half with the score at Wales 0, Poland 0. The half-time whistle has gone at Wembley. John Murray.
England 1, Belgium 2, and it's been an eventful first half in the Wembley rain after England lost John Stones to an early injury. He jarred his knee or his ankle. He was able to walk off the field, but England was still reorganising. Gomez came on at right back and Konsa moved into central defence. Then there was a poor clearance from Pickford, the goalkeeper, that led eventually to Tielemans shooting in to make it 1-0 to Belgium. England did promptly equalise through Ivan Toney's penalty after he was brought down by Vertonghen. Toney's first England goal on his full debut sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Pickford then made a good low save from Doku. England, though, then settled, had a really good spell. Bowen had a goal ruled out by VAR. There was a big chance shot over by Bellingham, and then another poor goal conceded by England. Dunk failed to clear after a ball forward for Lukaku. Lukaku pounced onto it, crossed for Tielemans to dive and head in the 6-yard box. So England 1, Belgium 2, but England have played some really eye-catching football. They've just conceded 2 really bad goals.
John, thank you very much. And John Murray is part of our commentary team who are bringing you live commentary of that match from Wembley between England and Belgium on Sports Extra. It's half-time at Hampden. Ailey Barber.
Yeah, where Scotland are down by a goal to 0. Northern Ireland continuing their impressive recent form thanks to a wonderful strike from Conor Bradley for his first international goal after Nathan Patterson was punished for overplaying in his own penalty box. But huge credit to Bradley. He saw the opportunity and he took it. He was also involved in another really big chance as he played the ball into the path of Shea Charles, whose effort went just wide of the post. Lots of positives for Northern Ireland, but for Scotland it's been a bit of a disaster, really. The boos ringing out as the whistle went after a pretty flat first half. Lots of possession but not much intensity or creativity, and to be honest they've really offered very little. Andy Robertson also forced off with what looked like a nasty ankle injury, so a big second half needed from Steve Clarke's side, because at the break it is Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1.
Ailey, thank you very much, and if you want to watch the second half of that one, it's available on the iPlayer. England's under-21s also in action this evening. That one was a 7 o'clock kickoff. Watching that one for us, Chris Coles.
And they're having a very good evening, Kelly. They've just notched their 7th of the night. England 7, Luxembourg 0, a second for Morgan Rogers. They're very much meeting expectations with this dominant performance. Too much class and quality for Luxembourg. 2 for Madueke, 2 for Illing Jr., 2 for Rogers and Jamie Bino-Gittins. This win will take them to 3 points behind Group F leaders Ukraine. 9 minutes to play. England 7, Luxembourg 0.
Chris, thank you very much. The senior men may finding things tougher against Belgium at Wembley. We heard from John Murray earlier. Paul Robinson is alongside him. Paul, John described 2 poor goals defensively for England to concede. What have you made of their performance overall?
In all honesty, they've been excellent. I've been really, really impressed with them. I mean, we're covering it over on 5 Live Extra, and we've been waxing lyrical about the way that they've played in midfield with Kobbie Mainoo. Declan Rice is the one that sits out the whole midfield. The interchange, the pace between Bowen, Bellingham and Foden, and the way that Ivan Toney's led the line. They really have been a good watch tonight, England. And we know it's a friendly, and quite often we're guilty of having friendlies, for want of a better phrase. But they've been really good watch tonight. They've played extremely well. And you could almost, if the game was finished now, you could write Gareth Southgate's press conference. He'd say, I'm delighted with the way we pressed, delighted with the way we played, but 2 individual errors have cost us goals. And this sometimes porous defence has let them down again. I mean, Jordan Pickford makes a really poor mistake for the first goal. It's his initial kick that goes straight to Tielemans in midfield. But it's the way that he tries to recover. He tries to get back into his goal too quickly, overzealous, almost overshoots his goal, and Tielemans has got an easy opportunity to roll it into the near corner. And then for the second goal, Lewis Dunk must do better when the ball comes over his shoulder with Lukaku in behind him. But no, a really good first half performance from England, bar 2 silly mistakes that have led to Belgium's goals.
So I was going to ask you, Paul, what England need to do to get back into this game, but it doesn't sound like they need to change things up very much at all.
No, honestly, they've played really well, and for a team that we know has got so many changes in and not necessarily as experienced as we thought they would be. Quite often players who are not generally in Gareth Southgate's starting 11 get given the opportunity and they don't take their opportunity. But actually you go back and you watch this game or watch the first half, the midfield have been really, really impressive. It's been Declan Rice that's sat deep. They've had a lot more licence to go forward. They've concentrated on playing to the strengths rather than defending the weaknesses in the final third. They've been really good. They've set the high press. They've stopped Belgium playing out. And at one time it was nearly 80% possession for England, and it was those 2 mistakes that makes the scoreline not reflect the game.
You talked about Ivan Toney and how that seems to be working for you. Have England found a way, and this is Gareth Southgate talked about this before the game, about trying to find a way of playing without Harry Kane, should he not be available for whatever reason?
They seemingly have in this first half. He offers something else. He plays on the shoulder of defenders. He stretches defenders. But the most impressive thing from Ivan Toney, what I've seen tonight, is the press, and the press that England have had. When Belgium have had goal kicks, he's lurked on the edge of the box. Him and Jude Bellingham, followed by Foden and Bowen, they've stopped Belgium playing out to the point that we don't see very often. The goalkeeper's reverted to kicking long. You know, the last 6 goal kicks, he's reverted long and gone into Lukaku. And the Ivan Toney's work off the ball has been as impressive as his work on the ball. He's got on the shoulder of Jan Vertonghen. He's won his team a penalty. He's converted the penalty. There's not a lot else he can do.
Paul, thank you very much for now. Paul Robinson at Wembley alongside John Murray. They're part of our commentary team that you can listen to for the second half of England against Belgium on Sports Extra. Our commentary match here, though, is Wales against Poland. It's still goalless as these 2 sides battle it out for a place at Euro 2024 in the summer. Second half of that one coming up, and the very latest from inside the England women's camp after the BBC News with Nick Hatfield.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
President Biden says the US government will pay to rebuild a bridge in the city of Baltimore which collapsed after being struck by a cargo ship. Officials say the ship sent a mayday signal before the collision, which meant the bridge could be shut. 6 people thought to be construction workers are still missing. Wes Moore is the governor of Maryland.
This is very much still a search and rescue mission. We are still actively looking for survivors. We know, and that's the pledge we've made to these families, and this is still very much an active search and rescue mission. And there is not a single resource that we will hold off on deploying. I have already authorized the deployment of everything from air, land, and sea resources to make sure that this search and rescue operation is carried out to its fullest intent.
Rishi Sunak's had to replace 2 of his most experienced ministers who've resigned from the government. Robert Halfon has been replaced by Luke Hall as Education Minister. Leo Doherty takes over as the Armed Forces Minister from James Heappey. Mr Halfon and Mr Heappey are both standing down as MPs at the next election. The US has been told by the High Court in London that it has 3 weeks to give assurances that Julian Assange won't face the death penalty if he's extradited there. The WikiLeaks founder is facing charges of leaking secret files. The boss of Centrica, which owns British Gas, has seen his pay package rise by almost £4 million. Chris O'Shea earned more than $8 million last year, according to the firm's annual report, including his salary, bonuses, pension and other benefits. In January, Mr O'Shea told the BBC his pay was impossible to justify. And the British Museum has started legal proceedings against a former staff member who allegedly stole and damaged more than 1,800 artefacts. The High Court has ordered the disclosure of eBay and PayPal records of former curator Dr Peter Higgs. The museum's lawyers say there's evidence items were sold online. Dr Higgs is expected to dispute the claims.
BBC 5 Live.
The Checkered Flag Podcast, keeping you up to date with everything Formula One.
It's Carlos Sainz's day down under as the Spaniard wins the Australian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc makes it a Ferrari 1-2 and Lando Norris secures third.
Very happy, very proud of the team. Happy to be in a 1-2 with Charles here.
Max Verstappen may have started on pole, but a rare mechanical failure saw him retiring and out of contention.
The Checkered Flag Podcast.
Listen now on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport with Kelly Cates.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Second half commentary coming up very shortly from the Cardiff City Stadium for Wales against Poland. It's 0-0 at the moment. The winner will be heading to Germany for Euro 2024 in the summer. Leah Williamson is in the England squad for Euro 2025 qualifiers next month against Sweden and the Republic of Ireland. The Arsenal centre-back hasn't played for England for nearly a year after an ACL injury. Here's manager Sarina Wiegman.
We were planning on bringing her back in February, but then she had a little setback. Recovered really well from that, and now she's playing with club and getting into a rhythm. So I'm very happy she can join the team.
Disappointing all round February, both for you and for her, and a little bit unexpected?
Absolutely unexpected, because she was in a very good place, and then she had this disappointment with this little setback. So most of all for her, of course, because when you have been out for so long and you're so excited to come back in, then of course that's a huge disappointment. But she's in a very good place now. Yeah, so one more game this weekend, and a final, which is exciting too, and then we'll meet up.
Sarina Wiegman was talking there to Chris Coles. Reading owner Dai Yong has signed an agreement with a buyer for the sale of the club. Both parties will now try to agree the final terms, which could take up to 2 months. Reading at 18th and 6 points above the drop zone in League One. The Women's Ashes this winter will include a day-night test match at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The game will end the multi-format series as England aim to regain the Ashes for the first time since 2014. There's commentary to come from here at the Cardiff City Stadium, where Wales are facing Poland for a place at Euro 2024. The Wales players already out on the pitch, ready to go ahead of the second half, just waiting for Poland to join them. England and Scotland continue their preparations for the tournament tonight. We'll keep you across those matches during the second half. And the teams are out at Wembley, so for listeners on Sports Extra, there's commentary of England against Belgium with Paul Robinson and Ian Dennis. But alongside me at the Cardiff City Stadium, as Poland make their way out to a chorus of boos from the home supporters, former Wales women's manager and captain Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards, part of the Wales team that reached the semi-finals of Euro 2016. They are alongside Alistair Bruce-Ball.
A big game that means so much, the prize enormous, a place at the Euros in the summer. The winners tonight go into a group with France, Netherlands and Austria at Euro 2024. Not too many chances in that first half. Wales found the back of the net late on. Ben Davies' header ruled out for offside. Wales will kick us off in the second half. The internationals over the weekend, notable for very early goals. Christoph Baumgartner did it for Austria. Florian Wirtz did it for Germany. Wales were looking to try something clever from the kickoff in the second half here in the red shirts, red shorts, red socks, playing from right to left. So they lined 4 or 5 players up on the left-hand side, played the ball back and then whipped it out to the right and gave the ball straight to Poland. They are in the opposite colours to Wales this evening, because they're all white with red trim. And they are playing the ball across their own penalty. Neither manager has made a change at half-time. Wales have Danny Ward in goal. Mepham, Rodon, Davis, the 3 centre-backs. Connor Roberts, Nico Williams, the wing-backs. Jordan James alongside Ethan Ampadu in central midfield. Kiefer Moore, the centre-forward. Brennan Johnson and Harry Wilson in support of him. Here is Johnson, right-footed pass to Moore, little touch to the 19-year-old James, back to Ampadu, inside the Poland half on the left. Williams under pressure, gets it back to Ampadu, and Ampadu immediately sweeps it back to Ben Davies. Davies to Rodon. Rodon hurries across his own half, plays to his right to Mepham. Now it's Poland doing the pressing. Wales defending the goal away to our right. Ampadu under a little bit of pressure from Swiderski there, but the first touch was a good one. Plays the pass to Mepham. Mepham sees 30 yards of space to run into, brings the ball forward, then immediately turns and comes back to goalkeeper Ward. Wojciech Szczesny in goal for Poland. Jan Bednarek, Paweł Dawidovic and Jakub Kiwior, the three centre-backs. Przemysław Frankowski, Nikola Zalewski of Roma, the wing-backs. Bartosz Szliż and Jakub Piotrowski in central midfield. Piotr Zielinski of Napoli supporting Karol Swiderski, and Robert Lewandowski through the middle, who certainly, Jayne Ludlow, in that first half, when he was able to get in those pockets of space and just drop off a little bit, did look the class player we know he is.
Yeah, he causes problems, to be fair, probably first 15-20 minutes in particular. That's when I think I'm right in saying the Poland chances came first half, but after that Wales settled into the game, and we created some good chances, and let's hope now that we see more of those in the next 45 minutes, where we said coming into the game we're confident, we're not disrespectful to the opponents, but we are confident we can win this game.
Kiefer Moore has been barged over by Dawidovic, the centre-back, rather unnecessarily. Big roar from the Welsh fans because they know how dangerous the team are from set pieces. So Harry Wilson immediately gets to the ball. It's midway inside the Polish half, in the inside right channel. England-Belgium over on Sports Extra. Belgium leading the game by 2-1, although it sounds like England are playing quite well. They've lost John Stones to injury. And Scotland, Ailey Barber was saying, booed off by some at half-time, behind at home against Northern Ireland. Conor Bradley with the goal for Northern Ireland. Andy Robertson off injured there. Spain leading Brazil by 1-0. Rodri with a penalty, that looked like, in the friendlies tonight. Whistle blows for the Welsh free kick. It's actually going to be Nico Williams with his right foot, curling ball into the Polish area. Moore with the header. Oh, it's off the bar. Szczesny might have got fingertips to it as well. Yes, the referee says a corner. Every single set piece, they can't do anything about Kiefer Moore.
Szczesny's done really well there because he's plucked it out to the top corner. We see Kiefer Moore rising way up above everybody else. It was kind of a free header because he was so far above everyone, but Szczesny was, unfortunately for a Welsh fan, up to the task.
Another attacking opportunity for Wales immediately, though, from the corner. Harry Wilson with the delivery in from the right towards the far post. This time Moore can't get a header on it. Flicked header away behind and out of the penalty area. Goes out for a throw into Wales. Wales made a really fast start to the first half against Finland on Thursday, and the second half as well. And you can see Rob Page has sent them out with a real snap and verve and fizz to the start of this second half performance. Trying to keep the pressure on. Wales 0, Poland 0. Playing for a place at the Euros this summer. Connor Roberts with one of those long throws, in flat and hard, looking for the flick on. Ball loose inside the penalty area. Wales hopefully appealing for a handball somewhere in there. Referee wags his finger, says no. Connor Roberts cross. Oh, Szczesny, that was a hefty challenge on Szczesny. Szczesny went for the punch. Ben Davies threw himself in to try and get onto the end of the ball. Took out Szczesny in midair. I think it actually looked worse than it was, although the Polish manager Michał Probierz not very happy with the challenge from Ben Davies.
No, and just watching back the replay, you can understand why. It was a great delivery from Connor Roberts out in the wide area. But look, good to see both getting up, to be fair. Sometimes you see people rolling around, but Szczesny was straight up to his feet, slap of the hands, and off you go.
The Szczesny save, by the way, was a Szczesny save. There was no crossbar involved there. Szczesny, that ball was heading for the top corner and sort of looping beyond him. He did brilliantly with the outside right arm to stretch across his body and claw the ball away. Poland have won a free kick. Meantime, in the centre circle, they're giving the ball away. Chance for Wales if Moore can find Wilson. Now this time Piotrowski panics, has to foul Kiefer Moore, and picks up the first yellow card of the game, and Wales want to go quickly with the free kick as well. I'm not sure if the referee's going to allow that. Let's check in with Chris Coles quickly. Full time for England's under-21s.
A ruthless England performance. 7-0 winners over Luxembourg. 2 for Madueke, Illing Jr. and Rogers. Bino Gittings with the other. England move back to within 3 points of Group F leaders Ukraine. England's under-21s. 7-0 winners over Luxembourg.
In the other playoff final tonight, Ukraine's senior team, men's senior team, 1-0 down at home against Iceland. I say at home, that game's being played in Wrocław in Poland. Georgia through to the Euros, having beaten Greece on a penalty shootout. England 2-1 down at home to Belgium. Free kick taken by Wales. Ball into the Polish penalty area. Ball bounces loose and Zielinski is there just to knock it away. Harry Wilson, sure touch, brings the ball down out of the sky, then pings a wonderful diagonal. It's actually slightly overhit beyond Ben Davies, but the vision, and Dave Edwards, Harry Wilson, as you were saying, in this qualification campaign, has been one of Wales' most important players. He has that ability.
He does, and I think he has a big moment to play in this second half. There's going to be a bit more space for him to go and operate in. You've seen that already. He's dropping into areas like he was in the first half, but the Polish midfield can't quite get around him, so he's going to be able to produce a little bit of magic from there. But Wales will be delighted how they've started the second half. They've been the team on the front foot. Crosses into the box is going to be key, because Kiefer Moore has the beating of this Polish defence.
Feels very encouraging from Wales' point of view. Szczesny's chip ball forward to the halfway line is then headed into the Welsh half. Ben Davies scrambles it down the line towards Nico Williams, challenged by Śliż, goes down holding his knee. Śliż just barks at him as Williams lies on the floor. A little bit of needle in the game there, coming up to 7 minutes played in the second half. Germany 1, Netherlands 1. That game's just underway in the second half as well. France leading Chile by 2-1 at half time, and Spain leading Brazil by 1-0 midway through the first half in the friendlies this evening. By the way, tomorrow night, full commentary of Chelsea against Ajax, second leg of the Women's Champions League quarter-final, with Chelsea leading that tie by 3-0. So looking in a very good position to make it through to the semi-finals. Lewandowski outnumbered on the halfway line. James, the 19-year-old, impudently steps in to take it off Barcelona's Lewandowski, the 35-year-old. Williams chips the ball forward. Wilson jumps, flicks a header to the left. I think the last touch came off Brennan Johnson there. Yeah, Johnson trying to play the clever one and say corner, and the referee spotted it and quite rightly says that will be a Polish goal kick. And I must just point out a really good show to listen to Thursday night. If you're a fan of 5 Live and sport on the radio, do not miss this one. It will be available as a podcast as well, but from 7:30 on Thursday night, celebrating 30 years of 5 Live, we've got a show of 5 Live's 30 defining sporting moments. Some of the sports commentary you will hear in that show, I tell you, is absolutely fantastic. 7:30 on Thursday night. That will be an absolutely cracking listen. Ukraine 1, Iceland 1, if that Ukraine goal is indeed going to stand. They had a goal ruled out in the first half by VAR, but we think it's Ukraine 1, Iceland 1 at the moment. This is Wales 0, Poland 0. Kivior down the left to Zalewski. He's lost it. No foul. Wales have it with Wilson. Edge of the penalty. A good challenge on Wilson though. And here come Poland. Lewandowski plays it into the path here of Zielinski. Just knocks a pass to the right-hand side. Curling ball in towards the edge of the Welsh box. This is where they've got to be careful. Rodon does superbly. Just to muscle Lewandowski off the ball. Clear it with his left foot. Goes out for a throw-in. Was going out for a throw-in. And Brennan Johnson gets a foot on the ball, even though he knew it was going out, and smashes it way over our heads into the second tier above us in this stand that runs alongside the touchline. Another ball coming. I think the play's going to have to stop here. Poland had taken the throw. That's a complete mess. Sometimes the replacement ball system doesn't work all that well, and that is a little frustrating. What's the referee going to do here? Drop ball. So Poland don't get the throw again. We're going to drop the ball and let Poland have possession, it looks like. Daniele Orsato just trying to explain this here to the Polish players. So now they get it. Wales immediately try and close it down. Frankowski has it on the right to Zielinski. Zielinski, clever little ball round the corner here to Śliż. Trying to find Zielinski again. Williams read it and clears, leaning back into the Polish half. Bednarek had to be careful with the first touch, but it was a good one. Keeps him away from Kiefer Moore. And the Wales fans, they always realise inside this stadium when their team needs them the most, and they save the singing for those moments. And they've made a good start to this second half, Wales, but at the moment Poland just finding a footing in the second half. Śliż closed down by James. That was a foul. Poland could have played the advantage. James is booked for the challenge. So Wales 0, Poland 0. The thoughts of Jayne Ludlow.
To be fair, Jordan James a little bit late there. It is a foul. Śliż just got there before him in the midfield area. Oh, and we're just watching the replay, and he's studded his ankle there, and that's going to be a little bit of a sore one.
So treatment needed for Bartosz Śliż. Let's check in at Wembley. John Murray's watching England-Belgium.
Almost 10 minutes played in the second half here in the rain. England 1, Belgium 2. 2 goals for Tielemans, a penalty for Ivan Toney on his full debut. And England again at the start of the second half playing some very nice football. Toney with a shot into the side netting. And just now, once again in the match, Bellingham should have scored, headed wide from 6 yards. So Belgium 2-1 up on England.
all the reaction to tonight's football. We're on air, by the way, until 10:30, so we'll bring you all the reaction after the game here at the Cardiff City Stadium. But as always, it'll be there for you in the Football Daily podcast, available via the BBC Sounds app first thing tomorrow morning. Scotland playing Northern Ireland tonight at Hampden Park. Ellie Barber.
Yeah, and they're losing by 1-0 and don't really look like they've found any way at half-time of getting their way back into this game. They've enjoyed, again, a lot of possession. They're creating very little. There's a real lack of movement, of intensity amongst this Scotland team tonight, and a frustration amongst the crowd here at Hampden Park as well, who thought they were going to come and see something a lot more positive. Steve Clarke, I'm sure, will make changes because he needs to find some way to get some impetus into his side, and they trail here by 1-0.
Scotland will feature in the opening game of the tournament in the summer. We'll be there Friday the 14th of June against Germany. Cross into the Welsh penalty area, headed away. Danger for Wales here. Shot from the edge of the box. Zielinski's strike deflected. That will go behind for a Poland corner. So Dave Edwards, Wales made a very good, impressive start to this second half. Poland just coming back into it, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, they've had a good spell of possession, Poland, and they're starting to force themselves forward. Ethan Ampadu, right place, right time to get a block in on that occasion. But Wales just need to try and regain a little bit of momentum with the ball, try and move the ball quicker when they have it, and let's try and exploit some of these spaces down the sides of this Poland defence.
Dave was a member of that Welsh squad that made it all the way through to the semi-finals of Euro 2016. Ben Davies, also a member of that squad, out there playing tonight. Cross comes in, Zielinski to the far post, headed way over the crossbar. Great pressure from the Welsh defender, whoever that was, to put Lewandowski off his header, because as that ball came into the box, I could see both Jayne and Dave leaving forward, because that looked dangerous. That ball looked perfect.
To be honest, Ali, I thought it was in. Lewandowski coming in, going to have a free header, but then he's got a touch behind him. And which defender was it? I didn't
Ben Davies.
See it. Ben Davies.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great defending, to be fair. But we both were leaning back. Yeah. Oh no.
I think that was more panic from Ben Davies, losing his man, trying to recover quickly.
Long ball played downfield by Danny Ward. Now Harry Wilson chases Szczesny, miscommunication at the back. Szczesny was caught by Wilson as he slid through. Play continues, shot from range from Nico Williams. That's blocked inside the penalty area. Referee stopped the game. Now, has he stopped because Szczesny was fouled, or just because Szczesny is down, hurt possibly from the tumble? Has he given a free kick to Poland here, or what are we going to restart the game with? Because as play continued there, if he hadn't given a free kick, Nico Williams was trying to score from about 50 yards out. Bednarek and Szczesny got into a mess, and there wasn't quite enough pace on the pass to get to Szczesny. Harry Wilson very nearly got there. We saw Dan James score a goal here on Thursday night by doing exactly that thing, sort of chasing through. Does Wilson catch Szczesny there as Szczesny clears?
Yeah, to be fair, he does catch him, but he's got to go for it. I don't think there was any malicious intent there. He has to go for it. It's a one-on-one with the keeper.
If Nico Williams would have found the net, then there'd be all sorts of controversy, wouldn't there? Because it was a foul. It was a foul. He did bring down Szczesny, but the ref let play go on, and Nico Williams, really, with a player of his quality, should have been able to lift it over the defence and into the goal.
Well, to be fair, Dave, it was 55 yards out, I think. but no, I agree. I'd expect him to score as well.
Wasn't the clearest signal from our referee, Dave Edwards and Jayne Ludlow, both former internationals for Wales, watching this one with us at the Cardiff City Stadium. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Williams under pressure. Frankowski closes him down. Williams clears. Frankowski blocks, and it goes out for a throw into Wales in the left-back position. Commentary on England-Belgium continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Premier League back at the weekend. 2 commentaries on Saturday. Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace at 3 o'clock. Aston Villa Wolves at 5:30. And then the top 3 teams in the table, all featuring 5 Live's commentaries on Sunday. Liverpool at home to Brighton at 2. We've got that in full. Challenge there, made in the Welsh half. Nico Williams with the challenge. Cannot believe that has been given as a foul on Bartosz Szlisz. You heard the blast on the whistle. It's Zielinski actually who's down hurt. And Poland are going to get a free kick wide on the right-hand side. Manchester City Arsenal, our second commentary on Sunday. It kicks off at 4:30. Williams sliding in. Bits of ball and free kick. What are we thinking, Jayne? Committed challenge.
To be fair, I think he has caught him right at the end. He's actually contacted the ball first, to be fair, but he has caught him afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit tasty the last few minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting challenges going in.
It's just ramped up a little bit, and that's probably given the high stakes they're playing for and the fact that time is running out in this game. 15 minutes gone already in the second half. We were looking at the stats at half time, and they were absolutely level pegging for possession, shots on target, corners, etc. Poland with a clever free kick into the penalty area it goes. Zalewski trying to turn. Good challenge on Zalewski by Williams, and eventually the offside flag goes up. So the assistant referee follows the protocol. You had Wales fans away to our right, calling for the offside, screaming for the offside. The assistant referee let it play out to the point where Nico Williams made the challenge and then put his flag up. Although Poland, they were clever with the free kick. They were trying to get in behind, but it was offside. So into the last half hour we go. Extra time and penalties if required this evening. Wales 0, Poland 0. Brennan Johnson wide on the right, just inside his own half. Kivior in with the challenge. That's Arsenal on Tottenham there. And it goes out for a throw-in to Wales.
I'm fidgeting, sorry,
yeah,
Ali, because I haven't seen Brennan Johnson on the ball enough.
Yeah.
You know, he's one heck of a threat first half, and we just need to get him on the ball.
Waiting to see when we might see Daniel James in particular, David Brooks, maybe Aaron Ramsey to try and make a difference in this game as well. Has scored so many big goals for Wales in his career. Has not played too much football recently, but if Rob Page could get, 10, 15 minutes, something like that out of him. Listen to the noise now, the encouragement from the Wales fans. They've got a throw. Connor Roberts slings it in from the right-hand side towards the edge of the box, headed away by Piotrowski. Chasing back is Harry Wilson, gets to that ball first for Wales, side foots it meaterly back to his goalkeeper Danny Ward. Danny Ward spirals one high in the air downfield. Kiefer Moore tumbling backwards, doesn't get the decision from the referee, wants a free kick, nothing doing. Moore picks himself up, then tries to close down Schlige. Schlige releases it to his left-hand side. Lewandowski on the turn. Danger now. Lewandowski on the ball. Running at Ben Davies. What a tackle with his left foot. Davies will have another go here as well. In hard on the 50-50. Standing ovation for the Wales captain. I think the first tackle more important than the second, but particularly when it's on the main man like Lewandowski, the Welsh fans absolutely love that.
We love a tackle. We love a tackle. It's like a goal sometimes when we see a tackle like that. Putting your body on the line and winning it for us.
Listen to what that has done to the atmosphere all of a sudden inside the stadium. Definitely nerves, definitely tension. That is to be expected. Wales 0, Poland 0. Neville Southwell, I've seen, is in here watching this tonight. Brilliant Welsh goalkeeper back in the day. Here's Kivior. Left-footed low pass out to Zalewski. Zalewski brings the ball infield into the Welsh half. Goes running across Jordan James. Floated pass to the right. Clever little ball from Frankowski outside of his right foot on the volley. Zielinski's got some tricks here. Knocks his pass through the leg of Williams. Then Frankowski gives it back to Zielinski onto his left foot. Time to try and find a teammate in the box. Low ball aimed at Swiderski, cleared by Ampadu. Ampadu's right back in that Welsh back line at the moment. Zielinski again on the right. Here's Schlige. Moore comes back to do some defending for Wales. He keeps chasing. He can't get there. Schlige again plays it back towards Piotrowski. Under pressure. Goes down. Referee had a look at that. Shakes his head. Poland still have the ball. Bit of pressure building on the Wales defence here. Frankowski's cross. Dangerous into the Welsh box. Good leaping header from Rodon. And behind it goes for a corner. That looked good from Poland, Jayne.
Yeah, it was good, to be fair, down the right-hand side for Poland. Great delivery in, outswing it into the 6-yard, but look, Joe Rodon's up for that as well.
So, Poland corner, 18 minutes gone in the second half. Wales 0, Poland 0. What are Poland going to try and work with this? They're certainly going to take their time, and their fans absolutely delighted right now because Karol Swiderski is over there with the ball tucked under his left arm, and he's very close to them right now. The Polish flags of support right behind him. Swiderski feels that Connor Roberts is not 10 yards away, so they're trying to get the referee involved. Lewandowski lurks menacingly on the edge of the box, as does Piotrowski, who has scored a couple of goals in his first 4 caps for Poland. The referee seems happy enough. Connor Roberts doesn't really seem to have backed off at all. Poland have 2 men over there. One of them is Zielinski, the other is Swiderski. Wales want them to hurry up. Cross comes in from the left into the near post, and then it's knocked over the bar from close range on the half volley by Jakub Kivior. It came to him quickly, and he couldn't control the finish.
Oh, I've just taken in a really deep breath there because it's come to Kivior just on the far post in line with the 6-yard box, but thankfully for a Welsh fan it's bounced up on his thigh and away.
Oh, they've nearly given it away. Wales. Lewandowski in trying to win it on the edge of the box, nearly ran to Swiderski. Ben Davies was caught by the challenge. Wales causing themselves all sorts of problems there. They've got away with it, and the ball is back at the feet of Chris Mepham, having a couple of nervy moments. Wales at the moment trying to qualify for a 4th major tournament in 5. Here's Schlige, chased by Kiefer Moore. Just wondering when we might see any substitutions coming from Rob Page. 25 minutes to go. Obviously he's got to think about as well the fact there could be extra time this evening. Right, it's coming now, I think. Changes are afoot for Wales. Wales 0, Poland 0. Poland on the ball inside their own half. England still trailing Belgium by 2-1 at Wembley. Full commentary on that game over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Lewandowski's flick back to Swiderski. Piotrowski in support. So is Frankowski on the right-hand side. Wants to get the cross in early to the far post. Lewandowski jumps. Good header away. Joe Rodon again doing the business for Wales, and Connor Roberts just on the half volley smashes the ball downfield. Control from Poland at the moment. Zielinski on the ball inside the Welsh half. Little pass beyond Brennan Johnson. Piotrowski is there, facing his own goal, back towards the halfway line. Dan James has been given the instruction. He's ready to come on for Wales to try and change things up a bit here for the home team. Frankowski, low pass into the feet of Schlich. Kiefer Moore again comes back to harass him, puts a foot out, makes slight contact with Schlich, offers him a hand to haul him to his feet. Schlich is not interested, and he's won Poland a free kick. Spain 2, Brazil 0, the latest in that international friendly tonight. We'll be back to Wembley shortly. Poland have a free kick, though, attacking position here on the right-hand side. So let's see what they can do with this before we get to John Murray at Wembley. Deep breaths being taken by Piotr Zielinski. Recent winner of the Serie A title for Napoli. Zielinski's ball into the edge of the box. Flick header towards the far post. Stretching effort. Never ever going to get there, and the ball just floats beyond the dead ball line. It goes behind for a goal kick to Wales. Dave Edwards, what are you making of the way things stand at the moment?
Well, I'm glad Rob Page is looking to the bench. It just feels like Poland are starting to really get some momentum now, and Wales just need to change it up a little bit to try and disrupt that. Dan James is the obvious one to try and get in behind, but you get into the moments of the game now where it's going to get nervy, it's going to be difficult, but who's going to be stand up, who wants to be the hero? It's difficult, and they don't want to make a mistake, but that's when you have the best players, the likes of Gareth Bale, who, this is my moment, I'm going to seize it. Wales need a player like that in this last 25 minutes.
Who can do that for Wales this evening? Wales 0, Poland 0. Throw in for Wales on the left. Next breaking play will take you to Wembley. Dan James getting ready to come on. Referee just asking Nico Williams to go back a couple of paces. Williams does that. Ampadu is there to receive the throw. Ampadu plays it back to Ben Davies, immediately under pressure on the halfway line, and the ball goes out for another throw in to Wales. Dan James substitution coming shortly. That could be our moment to get to Wembley. Williams just creeping forward again, lofts a throw in towards Ampadu, nods it down. Wilson gives it to Ampadu. Ampadu's then lost it, trying to find Wilson again. Edge of the Polish box, nearly a miscue from Kivior. The ball forward is intercepted by Mepham. Good firm pass down the inside right channel for Johnson. Holds it up for Wales, plays it to the right to James. Nice ball to Johnson again. Johnson making ground down the right. Now the cross comes in from that right hand side. Moore's downward header, no power. It just bounces up softly into the arms of Wojciech Szczesny. Wales 0, Poland 0. Coming John Murray at Wembley.
Where it is England 1, Belgium 2, as it was at half-time. We're into the last quarter of the match now. England trailing after the 2 bad goals that they conceded in the first half, both scored by Tielemans. Ivan Toney for England with a penalty made it 1-1 for a time, but I'm really enjoying some of the intricate football England are playing. Bowen with the latest chance, a close-range shot that was saved, but they can't find a way through. 2-1 Belgium.
Thank you, John. Poland giving the ball away inside their own penalty area. Harry Wilson's shot is blocked, but the offside flag went up, so I jumped in slightly unnecessarily there. So commentary continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. England 1, Belgium 2. Scotland still behind at home against Northern Ireland. You can watch that game on the iPlayer tonight, and the change is being made. Brennan Johnson, Jayne, coming off. Dan James coming on. One speedster for another, you could say.
You can understand it, because it was a question mark. Do they change tactically and take Kiefer Moore off? For the last few minutes we've just seen he's a threat when aerial balls are delivered. He's winning first contact right now. He's not quite getting the contact that Wales would like, but he's winning them.
Right, free kick then for Poland for the offside, just inside their own penalty area. Just over 20 minutes to play. If we're still level at that point, another half hour of football and then potentially a penalty shootout. Poland have been involved in a couple of penalty shootouts in their history. Actually at Euro 2016, both of them. 1-1 against Switzerland, lost the other. Wales haven't, but Wales might not need that. Williams on the ball. Harry Wilson to his right. Can he find a pass? He goes. Dan James to his left. Welsh fans stand in front of me. James looking to use his skill and speed down the left. Gets past Schlich, gets the cross in. Ran it too far. and it's going to either be a goal kick for Poland or the referee feels that James fouled Śliż as he went past him. Śliż has actually lost a boot, or as Bill McLaren used to say, he's lost a slipper. So he's going to have to put that back on, and that is going to be a free kick for Poland.
Good break from Wales then though, Ali. You know, we had Nico Williams pinching it just over the halfway line. We had a right option in Wilson, a left option in James. I actually think if he'd have taken the right option, we were in. But look, we didn't. Opportunity gone. But really good that we pinched him, we broke.
Yeah, quick counter attack. But you can see straight away, Poland are not going to like the pace of Dan James. Straight away they're backtracking. They're trying to give Dan James more space in front of himself so he can't get in behind. So got to get him the ball. Get him the ball as much as they can and get him running at Jan Bednarek on this right-hand side.
Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards, our former Welsh internationals, on the commentary team this evening. Over 100 caps between them for their country. Jayne, who managed the women's national team as well, high foot there. So that is going to be a yellow card for Zalewski. Came in with a high foot on Connor Roberts. Roberts has gone down holding the side of his head. As long as the moustache hasn't been damaged, then hopefully things are going to be okay. But he did take a hefty whack in the face there, so in all seriousness, Connor Roberts is going to be all right. Back on his feet. He's going to be able to shake that off. Brazil have got a goal back against Spain. Spain 2. Brazil 1. Nervous times inside the Cardiff City Stadium. But everyone I spoke to around this game, around the stadium before the game, felt it was going to be tight, that neither team were going to cruise this. In the world rankings, they're 29th and 30th. There's not much between them. Neither of them have particularly good qualification campaigns. Wales have come into the game in good form though. They've got the home advantage. Danny Ward with the free kick up towards Kiefer Moore, wins the flick on. Dan James is going to chase it. Dawidovic across, heads it to his right. Frankowski clears with his right foot. Świderski tries to get a flick and knock it down the right hand side. Runs through Ben Davies. Davies doesn't like the challenge. Play continues. Nice ball forward from Ampadu. Wilson's lost it. Strong tackle by Śliż. Does well for Poland there. The Welsh fans don't like it. Śliż now. 2 Welsh men on him. He's knocked to the floor. It's getting a bit tasty out there. Lewandowski steps in. He was caught on the ankle by Harry Wilson. So that is going to be a free kick for Poland, and it is just getting a little bit testy out there.
Yeah, it is a little bit, to be fair. There was a couple of challenges following on from each other there where it was just, when is the referee going to blow? Because they were a little bit physical, a little bit late, obviously, on the last one on Lewandowski.
So Poland free kick when the game gets back underway. Lewandowski just making sure the laces are done tight before he gets back on his feet. Just before the Poland free kick, back to Hampden Park. Ellie Barber.
Where there's still Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1. I mean, Scotland are just enjoying so much possession, over 80% of it, but they are doing so little with it. There's so many errors in their play tonight. Steve Clark's thrown on Kenny McLean, and he's made a change up top with Che Adams replacing Lyndon Dykes in the hope that they can find some sort of intensity and creativity. But Northern Ireland quite happy just to let Scotland have the ball and see if they can sit in to take what will be another very fine victory for them. They lead here by 1-0.
Scotland's last couple of friendlies before the Euros, away to Gibraltar and at home to Finland. Wales 0, Poland 0. Scotland and England at the Euros. Wales aren't yet. They have to come through this game to get there. This is still 0-0 against Poland. Williams clears on the half volley. Dan James chases, he's onto it. Bednarek lost control of it. Meaty challenge from him, got the ball though. Stopped James in his tracks, and it's gone out for a throw-in to Wales. Williams takes it. One bounce into the feet of Ben Davies inside his own half. We're approaching the last 15 minutes of the 90 here in Cardiff. Mepham's ball into the feet of Wilson. Wilson just inside his own half. Mepham's there again for him wide on the right. Back to goalkeeper Danny Ward. Ward to Rodon. Rodon's pass into the feet of Jordan James. Wales slowly building here. Just the one change made so far by Rob Page, and that's brought Dan James into the action. He's starting a run forward. Ben Davies, long diagonal, looking for the run of Harry Wilson. Wilson puts pressure on the edge of the box. Nearly fell to Kiefer Moore. Poland able to bring it out with Zalewski. Zalewski's overrun that. That looked like a foul. It is a foul on Harry Wilson. And Poland give away the free kick. Welsh free kick inside the Poland half. 15 minutes to play, and it's still Wales 0, Poland 0. Dave Edwards, the arrival of Dan James just adding a little extra threat on that left-hand side.
Yeah, it looks so much better already. Ben Davies had the ball on the halfway line. Dan James makes a run in behind. Connor Roberts makes a great diagonal run in behind. We've got options. But say Poland don't like that, and even if you don't win the first ball, they've got midfielders backing it up, and then all of a sudden an attack can start. And look, they've got a good opportunity now for another ball into the box.
Well, they'll be looking for Kiefer Moore. The free kick has got to come in from a long way out. Nico Williams will deliver with his right foot. Number 13 in that red Welsh shirt is Kiefer Moore, the danger man from the free kick. Whistle blows. Nico Williams holds both hands in the air. Delivery comes into that box, aimed at Moore. It's Mepham who wins the header, nearly lobs in that one. Looping header. Szczesny catches it on the line, backpedaling, and nearly stumbled back into his own net. The ball is thrown out by Szczesny to the left-hand side. Played across to Zielinski for Poland. Welsh defenders backing off, and Poland sense encouragement here. Zielinski onto his left foot, sees space opening up on the left-hand side. Zalewski, the ball just jumps up in front of him. Right-footed effort, poor, slices it across the face of goal. Wales 0, Poland 0. Players desperate not to make the mistakes at the moment. Back to Wembley, John Murray.
Still England 1, Belgium 2. Belgium closing in on what would be their first away win against England. Gareth Southgate's made another change. James Maddison's on for his first taste of international football since October. Kobbie Mainoo is off after his first start. Did well. Jude Bellingham's dropped a little deeper now. Belgium leading 2-1.
Commentary continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Post-match reaction through until 10:30 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this evening. If you miss any of that, or we're not able to squeeze it in before Gordon Smart takes over at 10:30, Football Daily Podcast is the place to go on the BBC Sounds app. Polish changes coming shortly. Zielinski on the ball for them inside their own half. We're into the last 15 minutes of the 90 here. Zielinski from the base of midfield. Low ball out to the right to Frankowski. And Frankowski plays back to Bednarek. The Welsh fans, again, sense their team need them. So singing just starts to resound around the stadium. Zielinski on the ball. Dan James in his face. Zielinski lays it back here to Dawidovic, who gives it to Bednarek. Patient stuff at the moment from Poland. Bartosz Salomon is a central defender who will be coming on for Poland. And Krzysztof Piątek is a forward who is the other substitute getting ready to come on for Poland. Still 0-0. Here's Bednarek inside his own half. Dan James closes in again. Forward into the feet of Piotrowski. Lays it back to the right to Frankowski. James with the energy keeps chasing. Bednarek back to his goalkeeper Szczesny. Wales fans applaud the running and the effort from Dan James. Chip ball up to the halfway line. Lewandowski is beaten in the air. Wales have it again. Connor Roberts plays to Mepham. Mepham to Ben Davies. Davies only sees white shirts in front of him, so has to turn and come back to goalkeeper Ward. Danny Ward, who's played no first team football for Leicester City this season. Going to get a touch of the ball again. All in green with a few yellow flashes on his goalkeeping kit. Chips one out to the left. Davies brings it down on the chest, tries to knock it past Piotrowski. Might lose it here. Piotrowski on the ball for Poland. Wide on the right. Cross goes high and long, and way too long, and out for a throw into Wales in the right back position. It is singing starting up again, Jane. I think that betrays a bit of nerves from the Welsh fans inside this stadium, don't you?
I think you're right, to be fair, Ali. I think, I keep jostling around my position as well, because it is a little bit uncomfortable right now. We're seeing Poland, progressing up the pitch, delivery opportunities into the box, not quite connecting as they want, but they're getting into threatening areas right now.
Right, Southampton's Jan Bednarek will play no further part in the game. He will be replaced by Bartosz Salomon, the 32-year-old centre-back, winning his 12th cap for his country as the Welsh national anthem builds in volume, builds to a crescendo. Still Wales 0, Poland 0, and Świderski, who scored the winner both times in the Nations League against Wales a couple of years ago. One of those goals here in Cardiff. He is coming off, and he will be replaced by Krzysztof Piątek, former AC Milan player, and now playing his club football for Istanbul Başakşehir. 13 goals in Turkey so far this season. Number 23 on his back, so something else for Wales to think about. And I'm sure both Rob Page and his opposite number, Michał Probierz, already thinking about extra time and what that may bring. And Ben Davies, I heard speaking confidently this week about the potential of the penalty shootout. 11 good penalty takers, he said, we had in training. Doing it in training and doing it in a Euro 2024 playoff final. Different thing. Dan James on the ball for Wales. Space opening up on the right-hand side. Harry Wilson gets it. Kiefer Moore making quick ground into the box. Wilson still going. Runs into a little bit of trouble. Kiwior is able to nip in and clear away for Poland, and it goes out for a throw in on the right.
Great opportunity. Look, Harry Wilson down on the left, cuts it back from his left foot, drives in. Unfortunately, that last touch a little bit too hard.
Voice of Jayne Ludlow with us here in Cardiff. 10 minutes remaining of the 90. Wales 0, Poland 0. Another long Wales throw. Connor Roberts gives it everything he can in towards Moore. Moore's flick on. Oh, nearly reached James at the far post. Szczesny jumps and leaps the ball that was just lobbed up into the air by his right wing back Frankowski, and Dan James. That needed to be Kiefer Moore at the far post to try and head it out of Szczesny's hands. It was half a chance, and we've seen glimmers throughout this game for both teams. There's not been that one real clear-cut opportunity for either team. Is it going to come in the last 10 minutes of the 90? Commentary on England-Belgium continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Belgium leading that game by 2-1. England's under-21s beating Luxembourg by 7-0 this evening. Wales, Wales, Wales. The chant around the stadium at the moment. Lewandowski dropping deep, trying to make it happen for Poland. Davidovic getting involved, making a run forward from centre-back. Wide to Frankowski on the right. Back to Zielinski. Zielinski's ball prompts Schlich to come forward. Slides it into the edge of the box. Piontek can't control it. Davis clears. But this one is only onto the chest of Kiwior, and it goes wide to Zalewski. I've got my eyes on Lewandowski all the time. Good run from Zalewski. There's the cutback, and that's where I thought Lewandowski might be. Ampadu was instead, Dave, and he stumped it away with his right foot. Concentration absolutely vital now, last 10 minutes.
It certainly is. I say it's going to get really tight now. But Ethan Ampadu once again in the right place, the right time. That's what you want from your defensive midfielder, plugging gaps. If he wasn't there, a Poland midfielder is running onto that ball and getting to hit it. But Ethan Ampadu, another terrific game for the 23-year-old. But yeah, we're getting into the business end now.
Connor Roberts has a problem. He's down and needs treatment. Gives us a chance to get back to Wembley. England against Belgium. John Murray.
Couple of more attacking changes for England, who are 2-1 down to Belgium here at Wembley. Ivan Toney, after scoring with a penalty on his full debut, is off. Jared Bowen is off. Anthony Gordon and Ollie Watkins are on. But England have less than 10 minutes now to get something out of this match. 2-1 they trail.
Yeah, it could be 2 defeats for England in this international window. Their last 2 friendlies before the Euros. They'll play Bosnia and Herzegovina in Newcastle in June. Iceland are the visitors to Wembley, and then England will be off to the Euros. At the moment, Wales have a game lined up against Slovakia away on the 9th of June, but they obviously don't know yet whether they are going to be playing in the tournament this summer. Another change coming. David Brooks, Jayne, is coming on. So he started against Finland on Thursday, scored the early goal. Another creative player to throw into the mix. Be interesting to see who comes off for Brooks here, won't it?
Seems to be a replacement for Connor Roberts, who's down and getting some treatment from the physios right now. And looking at what Dave's just written down by the side of me, it could be that David James fills that wing-back role.
Oh. Daniel James right wing back, you think, Dave, possibly?
Yeah, he's played it quite a few times. I think it gives Wales an attacking outlet on that right hand side, and it gives a chance to get David Brooks on the field. He'll be disappointed not to start tonight.
David Brooks on loan at Southampton from Bournemouth at the moment. Got the party started on Thursday night with the early goal. Comes trotting on into the action. High pressure game. 7 minutes plus added time remaining, and then we're into extra time. Connor Roberts looks a very disappointed man, as you'd expect at the moment, as he trudges his way behind that goal away to our right. Wales 0, Poland 0. Throw in for Poland, attacking position on the left. Zalewski tries to get it back out to that left hand side to Kiwior, cleared. It's headed forward by Salomon. The ball breaks loose. Lewandowski will chase. Dan James back in the right back position, holds off Lewandowski, clears down the right hand side. James is there again, miscues the bouncing ball. It spins straight up in the air. Good touch by Piotrowski on the edge of the Welsh box, but Ampadu him in the challenge. Ampadu again chesting the ball down. Piontek nips in and takes it off his toe. Here are Poland, attacking position on the left. Cross comes in, not a good one into the near post. Mepham just leans back, puts a foot on it, goes out for a Polish
Ali,
throw.
I'm so glad he didn't lift that ball up, because there was a 3v1 near the far post for Poland.
Taking the throw quickly, down the byline it goes to Piotrowski, gets the ball back out wide left. Cross is dummied by Zalewski, then the back heel from Zalewski, ball in towards Piotrowski, maybe not expecting that, it went past him and into the arms of Danny Ward, where Lewandowski was waiting in the middle for a cross. He was hoping Ward gives it to Ben Davies. Lewandowski comes chasing. Ben Davies has the beating of him down the left. Oh, what a little touch from Williams. The ball ran out of play, says the assistant referee. Ben Davies doesn't know that. Cross deflected. The skill from Nico Williams to let that run past him and flick it into the path of Davies, but unfortunately out for the throw. Ukraine 2, Iceland 1. Mikhailo Mudryk with an 84th minute goal for Ukraine. And I think a lot of people, certainly showing no disrespect to Iceland, but given the world situation, the political situation, would absolutely love to see Ukraine qualify for a major international tournament. They were behind tonight. They now lead 2-1. Wales knocked them out in the playoff final, of course, for the World Cup a couple of years ago. They lead Iceland by 2-1. Amo Ohid starts up again, the unofficial anthem around the Cardiff City Stadium. We're into the 86th minute of the game. Wales 0. Poland 0. Nails down to the quick here. Frankowski on the ball for Poland. Oh, Wilson does well to win it for Wales. Across the halfway line it goes. Brooks knocks it forward to Moore. Back to Brooks in his bright green boots. Wilson on his left-hand side. Moore making the run to the far post. Wilson just lays it off to Brooks. Thinks about that early cross into the far post. Decides against it. And Poland now back in numbers. Wales 0. Poland 0. Ampadu. Forward to Brooks, back wide to Williams. Williams thinks about the cross again. Low ball into the edge of the box to Wilson, looking for the run of Williams in from the left-hand side. Poland intercept. Lewandowski on the turn. Good tackle by Ampadu. Ampadu with another challenge. No free kick given. Piontek went down. Piontek went down, rolled over about 7 times. I thought he was going to be down for a couple of minutes there. Sees he doesn't get the decision, immediately springs to his feet and comes chasing across the halfway line to Jordan Jayne. Wales again. You can hear wherever you're listening to us this evening. Ampadu still with energy to go hard, bringing the ball forward, driving into the Poland half. Plays it to Brooks, who certainly added a spark, and he's looking to get on the ball for Wales in the closing stages of the 90 minutes. Mepham to his right to Wilson. Wilson with the long diagonal from deep. Williams will chase it. Szczesny's coming off his line, stretches, and is able to catch the bouncing ball. Jayne Ludlow, what are you thinking?
I'm making some funny faces right now, I know that, Ali. Oh, it's tense. It's so tense here. I'd love to think that Wales can nick a goal in the last few minutes, but to be honest, I think this is going extra time and penalties.
Feels like, and penalties as well, you think, all the way. Oh, crikey. Germany 2, Netherlands 1. That's only a friendly tonight. No real nerves abounding about that, apart from the big rivalry between the two countries. Niklas Füllkrug has scored late on for Germany there, and England 2-1 down at home against Belgium at Wembley. Closing stages over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Davidovic, the centre-back. 88th minute of the game. Wales 0, Poland 0. Here's Śliż to his right to Davidovic. Cross comes into the edge of the box. Piontek back heels a volley up in the air. Lewandowski can't get there. Daniel James slides a clearance forward to Wilson. James immediately makes himself available, curls a pass down the right for Moore. Moore is challenged by Salomon, and Moore holds him off and holds him off and holds him off, and eventually gets the decision from the referee. Dave Edwards, you've been in games like this, in situations like this. What is it like being a Wales player right now?
If it was me, I'd be thinking, don't make a mistake. But then you hope you've got the players on there.
If it was me, I'd think, give me the ball, I'm going to score.
That's the difference. But you don't want to be the one who lets your team down. But if someone can take that moment and be that hero, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, here's Ampadu, just inside his own half, passes the ball across the face of Lewandowski. Mepham slides it forward to Wilson. Could he be the man for Wales? Wide it goes to Dan James, well forward in the attack from the right. Finds Moore's layoff, looking for Wilson. Wilson was never going to get there, stops his run, and it goes behind for the goal kick. 89th minute we are now into. Wales 0, Poland 0.
To be honest, both teams are pretty much cancelling each other out, aren't they? The organisation, they're really good defensively, both teams tonight. They're not leaving many gaps. And from a Welsh perspective, look, great defensively. That final touch in and around the box.
Bonnie Tyler's holding out for a hero moment for someone this evening. 90th minute now of the game, still 0-0. Extra time on the way here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Poland on the ball inside their own half. Salomon takes a couple of touches, not going to take any risks. Little pass forward into midfield. Piotrowski lays it off to the left-hand side. Kivior comes charging forward. Zalewski beyond him, plays in field to Piotrowski. Lewandowski, 25 yards out, hits a low one, it's wide. Danny Ward had it covered. Calm down, Wales fans, it's okay. But as soon as you saw the ball arrive at the feet of Lewandowski in that position, Jayne Ludlow, you were worried.
Well, in that position, so we're 10 yards out of the D, pretty central areas and no pressure on him. So no, it wouldn't be the ideal situation for any Welsh fan to watch. But look, Danny Ward does a low diving save, but it was well wide in the end.
Those are the spaces he is looking for. They're exactly the spaces Lewandowski's looking for.
Yeah, he was having a lot more joy in the first half in those areas. Second half, Wales are mastering really well, but at this point in the game, I'm surprised to see him get those 5 yards. But Ethan Ampadu again does manage to put him under a little bit of pressure, which maybe rushed his shot slightly. Unfortunately for Wales, wide of the post.
Into added time at the end of the second half. Cometh the moment. Wales 0, Poland 0. Salomon, Lofton, overhead clearance up into the air. Ampadu putting the pressure on again. Williams cleverly uses his body to try and get away from Frankowski. Sticks out a left leg, just has a swing at the ball, knocks it out for a throw into Wales on the left. Long throw expert Connor Roberts now off with the injury. So it'll be a short one from Williams. The referee's pulled it back because Williams was a few yards further forward, and Daniele Orsato very forcefully making his point, comes stomping across. Scotland 1-0 down at home to Northern Ireland. England 1, Belgium 2 in the friendlies tonight, featuring the other home nations. This one really matters for Wales, though, trying to get themselves to the Euros this summer to play against France, Netherlands and Austria in the group stages. Ampadu looking for Wilson for the ball out to the left. Got a touch from a Polish player. Goes out for a throw-in on the left. Williams throw to Ampadu. Ampadu to Wilson. Wilson passes across the Polish half to Mepham. Mepham to Brooks. Brooks lays it off to Mepham again. Takes it off him. Brooks to Wilson. Good from Wales. Forward to Brooks. Edge of the box. Wide to Williams. Onto his right foot. High cross towards the far post. Looking for more. Chests it down. Then he's held off. Wales appealing for a penalty. And the referee says absolutely not. And he's going to give a free kick. He's going to book Kiefer Moore. Is he booking Kiefer Moore here for diving? I mean, the Polish defender has hold of his shirt. No, he's not got a card out. No, he's just given a free kick to Poland. It's Kiwior who's wrestling with him. The ball comes off Moore's chest, and it's actually just given as a goal kick in the end, Joe.
But to be fair, Kiwior's got his hands all over him, and he actually pushes him. So I'm not surprised that he's asking for a penalty there.
Clearance from Szczesny, headed forward by Rodon, and Moore this time catches Salomon with the challenge, and that'll be a free kick for Poland. And it just feels, Dave, like we are crawling towards extra time here.
I think both teams now are just happy for that whistle to go and reset and start again with 30 minutes of extra time, because like I said, you don't really want to overcommit at this point. You don't want to leave big gaps for the opposition to counter into. And I say that both Poland and Wales now are just trying to slowly get to this full-time whistle, get some important messages on from the coaches, and then get ready to go again.
Kiefer Moore took a whack in the midriff, or just slightly below that if you get my drift, but he's okay. Poland take their free kick, and we'll try and whip round the other games as quickly as we can before extra time gets underway here in Cardiff, unless there is a very, very late goal. Last minute of added time. Piontek nods the ball back to Lewandowski, chests it down. Ampadu's there again, chips the ball back, and it's into the arms of Danny Ward. It's not a back pass. The offside flag went up anyway, but Wales are allowed to keep it and play from there. So 40 seconds to go. Extra time on the way. Wales 0, Poland 0. Still can't think of one real clear-cut chance in the game. I suppose the Szczesny fabulous save actually in this second half from the Kiefer Moore header that was heading towards the top corner, and Lewandowski's shot from the edge of the box which went skidding wide. Ampadu's passed the ball out of play. 20 seconds remaining of the 90 minutes. Piotrowski throws it into the Polish half. Frankowski is there. It's going to be all about the energy levels as well. Both teams playing on Thursday. Both teams had comfortable wins. Wales against Finland, Poland against Estonia. Poland starting to play out from inside their own half. My stopwatch tells me time is up. Referee agrees and blows the whistle. And there's going to be another 30 minutes of it. And if we're still level after that, we are heading to penalties. Playing for a place at the Euros this summer, and neither team so far, Kelly Cates, can find a way through. Wales 0, Poland 0.
Thank you, Ali. Alistair Bruce-Ball, Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards are here at the Cardiff City Stadium as we head into extra time in this European Championships playoff final. We'll get the full-time scores from the other home nations in just a moment after the BBC News with Nick Hatfield.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you, Kelly. Good evening. Officials in Baltimore say lives were saved because a container ship issued a Mayday warning that it had lost power just before it crashed into a bridge. The emergency call meant port authorities managed to stop traffic from crossing. The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed into the Patapsco River and 6 people are still missing. Rishi Sunak has carried out a mini reshuffle after the resignation of 2 government ministers. Robert Halfon has stepped down as Education Minister and been replaced by Luke Hall. James Heappey had previously announced his intention to resign as Armed Forces Minister. Leo Doherty has taken his role. The US has been told by the High Court in London that it has 3 weeks to give assurances that Julian Assange won't face the death penalty if he's extradited there. The WikiLeaks founder is facing charges of leaking secret files. And scientists in Indonesia say a breed of tiger thought to have been hunted to extinction in the 1980s may still exist in the wild. Experts have been searching for the Javan tiger after genetic traces of it were found on a single hair discovered on a fence.
We're at the Cardiff City Stadium for Wales against Poland. We will have commentary of extra time in just a second. But there's been a late goal at Wembley. John Murray.
A very late goal at Wembley, scored by Jude Bellingham. His first goal for England at Wembley to make it England 2, Belgium 2. And England have got the equaliser that their enterprising, intricate, entertaining football deserved in the second half here. I'm not sure how many of the almost capacity crowd had given up hope, but James Maddison, one of the substitutes, pulled it across, Bellingham on his right foot to drive it low and into the net, and I think that'll be it. It is. That is the final whistle here at Wembley, and England have salvaged a draw, but let me tell you, Kelly, they deserve it. England 2, Belgium 2.
John, what's been impressive about this England performance, if maybe not the result in the end, even though they've managed to rescue a point?
Well, I think they've shown a little bit of character here. You know, they certainly didn't give up. Some of their play was really, really eye-catching around the penalty area. They dominated the second half, and time and again they created chances, just couldn't get it into the net, and I thought they were going to pay for the 2 bad goals that they conceded in the first half. Pickford and Dunk were the guilty parties. Yuri Tielemans of Aston Villa scored them both. It was 2-1 to Belgium at half-time. Ivan Toney had scored a penalty on his full debut to make it 1-1 for a while in the first half. But England 2, Belgium 2, the final score, and I'm not sure there'll be too many who will deny them getting something out of this match. So Belgium have what would have been their first win away from home against England snatched away from them right at the end, and it ends all square.
John, one of the things that everyone will be looking for as we head back to league action next weekend is whether the players have all come home safe and sound. There's a key injury to a key player in the title race.
Yes, Kyle Walker was injured here after 20 minutes against Brazil. He's got a hamstring problem. We'll have to see if he's going to be available for the match against Arsenal at the weekend. And after 10 minutes here, it was John Stones on his 71st appearance. He played the full match at the weekend, but he just seemed to catch his foot in the turf, twisted his ankle, twisted his knee, maybe just jarred it, and obviously England took no chances and substituted him, so I'll be finding out shortly how he is. The hope will be that it's not too serious.
John Murray, thank you very much. So England drawing 2-2 against Belgium. There was a late equaliser for them. We'll catch up on Scotland very shortly, but they're about to get underway in the first period of extra time here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Dave Edwards is here. Jayne Ludlow is commentating alongside Alistair Bruce-Ball.
So the prize up for grabs, a place at the Euros this summer, 30 minutes more at the Cardiff City Stadium, and if they're still level after that, then we are on to a penalty shootout. We hope you are able to enjoy it with us wherever you're listening this evening on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It falls silent inside the stadium as Wales get ready to kick off. So in the first period of extra time, they will play from left to right. Daniele Orsato, the referee, just about to blow the whistle. He's in the light blue shirt, black shorts and light blue socks, and Lewandowski's sprinting forward trying to put pressure on the ball. Wales have got it out to Ben Davies on the left, down the line to Williams. His flick doesn't find Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore still out there for Wales, has been the biggest threat for them so far this evening. Daniel James and David Brooks both off the bench to possibly try and find that winning goal. And who knows if Aaron Ramsey might be involved later on as well. Possibly a man to take a penalty for Wales if required. Bartosz Salomon, one of the Polish substitutes, the middle of the three centre-backs now, plays to his right. The ball is cleared downfield. Danny Ward, edge of his box, lets it bounce twice. Just hoists a clearance high up in the air. It drops down for Zielinski. He volleys it forward. Ampadu intercepts. Dan James playing right wing back now, but this is what he wants to be doing, running forward with the ball at his feet, barged over by Zielinski, and Wales get an early free kick in the second half.
Yeah, good to see Dan James getting the ball at his feet and running at people, you know, whether or not he's in the right position to do that as effectively as we'd like as Welsh people right now. We can't really change that. Look, he's replaced Connor Roberts, so he's playing as a wing back, but when you see Dan James, ball at his feet, picking up his speed, you're thinking, here we go.
Wales free kick then. Midway inside the Polish half, inside right channel. Harry Wilson and Nico Williams, the two men there as ever. I'm looking for the giant figure of Kiefer Moore, number 13. Wilson runs over the ball. Williams kills it towards Moore, edge of the box. Headers won by Ben Davies. It lobs up in the air, nodded away powerfully by Davidovic, but only out for a throw into Wales on the left-hand side. Wales fans, it seems, around us at the moment, well, they're either just coming back from a toilet break in between the 90 minutes and extra time, just too nervous to sing, shout.
No, Ali, we're too quiet.
Too quiet.
Yeah, we're too quiet.
It feels like that.
You can feel the atmosphere, can't you? When we go quiet, there's nerves around this place right now.
Throw in then for Wales will come in from the left-hand side. Ethan Ampadu takes over the throw-in duties. Does feel very quiet at the moment inside the Cardiff City Stadium. High, long, looping throw, bounces inside the Polish penalty. Dan James on the volley, slightly scuffs it, ball is loose, and Ben Davies tries to get a header on goal. The offside flag goes up, wouldn't have counted. Chesney has got the ball in his hands. Quickly to Hampden Park then, full time, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ailey Barber.
Yeah, about as far from a performance and result as Steve Clarke was hoping for, as Scotland fell to defeat by a 1-0 to Northern Ireland. They might have had over 80% of the ball, but it was pedestrian. It lacked really any sharpness, and much of it was played in areas Northern Ireland were more than happy to let them play in. Improvements are needed in both boxes. There was very little to shout about at the attacking end, and it was a shambles defensively at the other that allowed Conor Bradley an opportunity. Take nothing away from his first international goal. It was a stunner of a strike, and he was the best player on the pitch tonight. But a really good result for Michael O'Neill's young squad, but it's for Scotland now 7 without a win. Gibraltar and Finland to come before opening the Euros in Germany, and it will need to be a lot better, and the crowd here at Hampden certainly let them know about it at the full-time whistle. It ended Scotland 0, Northern Ireland 1.
Germany-Scotland, Friday the 14th of June. 5 Live will be there. First game of the Euros in full on BBC Radio 5 Live in Munich. Wales 0, Poland 0. So we played 3 minutes of the first period of extra time, and again the teams are just settling in and sort of trying to suss each other out a little bit and see which of them potentially might try and take a risk, but will that in turn open an opportunity for the other? Davidovic's long ball towards Piontek. Rodon is there, heads it to Ben Davies. Davies very calmly nods it back to his goalkeeper, Danny Ward. Little bit of applause from the Welsh fans, and Ward rolls it out here to Mepham. David Brooks sets off. Mepham sees the run. High, long, lofted ball down the right. Brooks will get there first. Up against Kivior, down by the byline. Keeps the ball in play. Dan James close by in support. Brooks being shepherded away from goal towards the touchline. Gets it back to James. Wilson's first touch a little bit loose, but the second one he managed to turn into a pass for James. Pacey pass from Mepham out to Wilson on the right. Nice from Wales. Dan James flick into the path of Harry Wilson. Central position, was trying to run through there, blocked by Davidovic, and Wales have a free kick 25 yards from goal in a central position in what used to be Gareth Bale territory is now, Jayne Ludlow, very much Harry Wilson territory.
Yeah, look, really good combination play on the right hand side. Dan James cutting inside, combination play with Harry Wilson then. Yeah, Harry Wilson just got completely blocked off about 7 yards outside the edge of the D, pretty central right now.
But it all started off with a real quick pass from Chris Mepham, didn't it? That's what sparked the attack. When you move the ball a lot quicker, it forces the other players to act at that tempo, and then that just sparked an attack. And what a chance now for Harry Wilson or Nico Williams after his great strike last week.
That's a very good point, and that was a Wilson little back heel into the path of Williams. My mind also goes back to the playoff final win against Ukraine. It was an early goal in that game. That was a Gareth Bale free kick that was deflected into the net that won Wales that game. Ukraine will be at the Euros this summer. They've beaten Iceland by 2-1. Georgia have beaten Greece on a penalty shootout today. They will also be at the Euros. Last place to be decided here in Cardiff And could this be the moment? Nico Williams and Harry Wilson stand either side of the ball. Central position, 25 yards out. Sizing up Wojciech Szczesny, standing on his line just ahead of them. Harry Wilson wants to make sure that the wall is 10 yards away. Referee Daniele Orsato, just to build the tension a little bit, has gone over to have a word. I mean, Wojciech Szczesny, I'm not sure what he can see standing on his goal line there, because literally all of the other outfield players on the field are just lined up across the face of the penalty area. A whole melange of red shirts and white shirts. There goes the whistle. Here comes Harry Wilson, left-footed drive, low into the wall. Ball spins away, knocked forward. Wales got to be careful they don't get caught on the counter. Jordan James is back there. I gave it the big build-up and nothing happened.
But you could see what he was trying to do. Obviously, he hit it straight out at the Welsh players. You know, there was 3 in the wall, by the side of the wall, the white wall of Poland, and he was trying to obviously utilise the space they vacated, but he hit it so quickly they couldn't vacate.
Kivior's clearance goes straight up in the air. Underneath it is Dan James. Kiefer Moore felt that might have gone out of play when it was in mid-air. Appealed for a throw-in, but the ball has found its way to Brooks. Back to James. Wales come back to the halfway line. Mepham is closed down quickly by Piontek, but has Joe Rodon in support behind him. To Mepham again. Mepham's enjoying this longer ball down the right. Dan James chases this one, and this time Salomon is across to head it away. Zalewski on the volley. Again, it's just a massive up and under. Ampadu underneath it. Heads the ball towards the halfway line. Lewandowski stretches, gets a touch on it. Rodon is there, goes racing back ahead of Lewandowski and plays back to Ward. Ward gets slightly underneath his clearance, and the ball is spinning like a top in the night air. Headed forward by Brooks. More controls. Back to James. James striding forward for Wales. Nice pass from him to Brooks. Brooks bringing it infield across to Harry Wilson. 30 yards out in a central position. Couldn't find a teammate. Salomon intercepts. Back to Kivior. Moore tries to make the tackle. Lovely touch and turn from Zalewski to beat Mepham, and Mepham gets booked for grabbing the shirt and bringing him down. Wales 0, Poland 0. Jayne.
To be honest, as a centre-back, when I'm making a tackle halfway in the opposition half, I'm going to bring somebody down as well if they take that first touch beyond me.
France 3, Chile 2. Sounds like an entertaining friendly this evening. Finished England 2, Belgium 2. All of the post-match reaction analysis, as ever, in the Football Daily podcast on the BBC Sounds app. Tomorrow night's football, live football, Chelsea against Ajax, second leg of the Women's Champions League quarter-final, on air from 7 o'clock. Kelly Summers bringing you the build-up to that one. Kivior bringing the ball forward for Poland. Ben Davies just strolls across and intercepts. Chips the ball up to the halfway line. That's a massive shove in the back on Kiefer Moore. That's one of the most unsubtle challenges I've seen there from Salomon. Big rugged centre-back. I mean, he, even if you didn't know he was a centre-back, Dave, he looks like a centre-back. And I know I'm pigeonholing and stereotyping there, but he is a proper lump, isn't he?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with him, would you?
You would not.
But yeah, that was a silly foul though, because Kiefer Moore had no one around him. So it was an easy free kick for Wales. But Wales a lot more positive, in particular this right-hand side. David Brooks and Dan James linking up well their movement, whether Brooks goes in short and James can run in beyond, or vice versa. But they're clever players, in particular David Brooks, and it's just starting to get a bit of space for Wales.
Sebastian Szymanski is about to come on for Poland. Wales 0, Poland 0. Playing for a place at the Euros this summer. Here's Harry Wilson, holds onto the ball for now, then plays it to Nico Williams. Up to the edge of the penalty area. Ben Davies on the overlapping run. Cross comes in. Szczesny palms it out, and it went past Dan James. He was standing 6 yards out. It very nearly fell to him. Poland haven't cleared yet. Davies' ball into the box, headed away by Kivior, but Wales keep the pressure up. Ampadu really well tackled there by Piontek. Quickly fires it forward to Lewandowski. Trouble for Wales now. Lewandowski sliding a pass to the left-hand side. This is Zalewski. 2 white shirts in the middle for him to aim for. Zalewski's got the ball at his feet. Lays it back here to Piotrowski with the curler. Oh, it's just wide. That was inches wide for Poland. And Wales have a goal kick, and suddenly the game is opening up.
I'm not sure why I'm laughing right now, because
nerves.
That was so close. Oh my gosh, it falls so nicely for Piotrowski, and he catches it really well. It's less than an inch wider than the post, that strike.
Oh, what a hit from Piotrowski. We were right behind it, and it was bending as well, so you're just waiting for it to see, would it hit the post and go in, or was it just wide? Unfortunately for us, it was just wild. But Wales had a great chance at the other end, didn't they? Ball across the box, and it was just waiting for a Welsh shirt to get on the end of it, but agonisingly fell just behind Dan James, and oh, it's getting tense.
It's always those margins in games like this. If that ball rolls a yard the other side. It just falls to Dan James and he sticks it in the back of the net. And as Jayne was just saying, if Piotrowski's shot is an inch to the left, it might go in off the post. Zielinski is coming off to be replaced by Sebastian Szymanski. 5 minutes left in the first period of extra time. 20 minutes left in the game. Wales 0, Poland 0. And you can be sure that both sets of players will have been through the penalty routines again and again and again, and that may well be on its way to decide who is going to Germany this summer. Danny Ward, Wales's keeper, thumps the ball downfield. Moore jumps to win a header, but is penalised for leaning over the back of Piotrowski as he did so. So Poland get a free kick. Game just slowing down at times, players conserving energy, being careful with every moment within the game. Davidovic, who's now the right-sided centre-back of the three, so Jan Bednarek came off. Bartosz Salaman in the middle, closed down by Kiefer Moore. Floated pass to his right, chested down by Frankowski. Piotrowski plays it back to him. And they come back again to Davidovic, across to Salomon. Home fans getting into it again, urging their team on. Long ball downfield, though, into the Wales half. Actually hits Piontek on the back there. Lewandowski's able to chest the ball down, runs forward for Poland, is also able to turn. Good 30 yards from goal in the inside left channel, plays back to Kiwior. Kiwior goes wide to Roma's Nikola Zalewski. Zalewski's shown some nice touches in the game, has looked dangerous on the left-hand side. Little flick here to Lewandowski, edge of the penalty area. You can sense the urgency and the voice just goes up there whenever he gets on the ball. Schlisch, side-footed pass away to the right. Cross comes in diagonally from the right, aimed at Lewandowski, headed away comfortably to the feet of David Brooks. Brooks quickly forward for Moore. Moore couldn't see the ball coming. It goes behind him and out for a throw into Poland on the left. Wales 0, Poland 0. Throw in taken by Salomon. Back to Szczesny. Just 3 minutes remaining in this first period of extra time. Davidovic rolls a pass forward. Oh, he's given it away. Piotrowski to Kiefer Moore, running forward up to the edge of the penalty area. A couple of touches, hits the shot, deflected softly into the arms of Szczesny. Another chance, Jayne Ludlow goes back in.
Look, Piotrowski does really well to get back and put pressure on him there. Hard for Kiefer Moore. He ends up with a little bit of space, but he's quickly shut down on the right hand side, and tame shot in the end.
Just the wrong man, wasn't it? You needed someone with the pace to really run at him, but I think Kiefer should have taken the shot early, because he hasn't got the pace to get away. Take the shot, try and test Szczesny, and it just fizzled out to nothing in the end.
Game's opening up again. Frankowski on the ball, attacking position for Poland on the right hand side, takes on Williams, low cross straight at Ward. Easy for him to just flop on the ball at his near post. Rob Page is pacing, I'm not surprised either. Trying to take Wales to yet another major tournament. At the moment he can't even look at the football, just pacing up and down the technical area. Minute and a half left at the end of this first period of extra time. Ward's clearance for Wales downfield is beyond Kiefer Moore, chested down by Salomon, doesn't risk the ball back to Szczesny because Harry Wilson was chasing through. Davidovic across to the right to Frankowski. Schlisch pops up in midfield, runs over the halfway line. Moore nearly fouled him, didn't catch him. Schlisch keeps going, then he's run off the ball by Jordan James, that is, passes to Dan James. Now to Ampadu. Look at Dan James motoring through the middle. Harry Wilson on the ball, tackled it, might run to Dan James, didn't run to David Brooks either. And Szczesny has it and immediately slings the ball out to the left to Zalewski. Last minute of the first period of extra time. Lewandowski on the ball for Poland, thought about the ball forward, then just does a little pirouette, turns 360 degrees, and it opens up for him on the right hand side. Bringing it forward is Frankowski, to the right is Piotrowski, just outside the Wales penalty area. Ben Davies comes across to try and block the cross. It comes back to Frankowski again. Wales just trying to put Poland off, the Welsh fans, by booing the possession, the whistles and the jeers you can hear, and Poland have slowed it down, and they've come back again towards the halfway line. Salomon turns, he's going to go all the way back to Szczesny. That gets a big roar from the Wales fans. Not long left in this first period of extra time. Wales 0, Poland 0. Salomon across here to Kiwior. Stadium loudest it's been for a while here. Zalewski on the ball, slips, ends up on his backside, but the pass is a good one. Out to Frankowski on the right. Early cross from him in towards Piontek, headed away. Ampadu stretches, can't control it. First 15 minutes of extra time has passed us by. Both teams going close at either end. It didn't quite fall for Dan James. Piotrowski with the curling shot wide, and we are still no closer to finding out the winner and who's going to Germany. Kelly Cates, Wales 0, Poland 0.
Alistair Bruce Ball, thank you very much. Jayne Ludlow commentating alongside Ali. Dave Edwards is here. Dave, in terms of the performance from both sides, it feels like this game has opened up a bit as it's got into extra time. So often you get these really cagey 30 minutes of extra time. This one, they're both going for it. Would you say Wales have edged it?
It's been close. I think it's ebbed and flowed, and it's been a really intriguing opening 15 minutes of extra time. And like you said, there's a lot more space on the pitch now, and that's just due to tired legs, and then both teams trying to counter. And I think Wales will be really happy with how they played. They've gotten some better areas. They got there higher up the pitch and getting crosses up from near the byline. You just need one to bounce to a Wales shirt, and unfortunately it's not, but they've got to be careful because Robert Lewandowski has been getting more of the ball at this first half of extra time. They've been getting opportunities. Piotrowski with that wonderful effort, but it's going to come down to one moment, isn't it? It's going to be one moment in this last 15 minutes, and if someone can take it, that is game over. If not, penalties.
And also how quickly it can turn, Jayne. You know, as Dave's been saying, it might be a chance for Wales at one end, and the next minute it's down at the other end of the pitch and there's an opportunity for Poland.
Yeah, and to be fair, there was a great chance for Wales, and it was bobbling around in and around the 6-yard box. But then what we're seeing, as Dave's already mentioned, is the bit that's concerning me right now is Lewandowski is making them tick again, and he's finding pockets of space, and he's dangerous.
And this is where that game management comes into it, and this is where a wily old head like Robert Lewandowski might have the edge over maybe some younger, fresher legs out there, because there are certainly a lot of younger legs than Robert Lewandowski's out there, but we know that he's not stayed in the game for this long because he's not managing his fitness. He will keep going until the end of extra time and possibly penalties. Alistair Bruce Ball.
Well, the two penalty shootouts Poland were involved in at Euro 2016. Unsurprisingly, Lewandowski took a penalty in both and scored both penalties. Poland have made another change ahead of the last 15 minutes of the game. Jakub Piotrowski had a good game in midfield for them, but he is off, and Taras Romanchuk is on. 32-year-old, winning only his second cap for his country, born in Ukraine, got Polish citizenship in 2018, and he's been recalled to the national team squad after a 5-year absence. So, big moment for him, big moments for everyone. Rob Page, ants in his pants, decides it's time to sit down for a little bit. I can promise you he's not going to be sat down for very long. Wales 0, Poland 0. Don't forget Scotland, of course, for the last Euros came through 2 penalty shootouts, beat Israel and Serbia to get themselves through to the Euros. Wales may just have to do that this evening. Still time for a winner. Ampadu's header has gone astray. It's fallen to Zalewski. Poland in their white shirts, attacking the goal away to our right. Zalewski's curling ball, controlled by Frankowski. His little layoff went behind Schliz. Wales clear, no one forward for them to collect the ball, and immediately, I told you, Rob Page 30 seconds later, straight out, seen something he doesn't like and trying to get his team a little bit higher up the pitch, Jayne.
Well, to be fair, I think the bit he didn't like was Harry Wilson giving Kiefer Moore a 30-yard sprint to try and get on the end of the ball.
Sliz's ball down the right-hand side is beyond Frankowski. Shouldn't forget as well, Jayne, I mean, you know, talking about you and Dave playing for Wales, you've done that job too as well, so you know all about the tension.
I much prefer this job.
What, this one?
To be honest,
really?
It's far calmer. I'm nervous right now, but there's nothing that compares to that. Nothing in the world that compares to that.
To managing,
especially if it's your own nation. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, Rob Page, proud Welshman. Jayne sitting alongside Dave Edwards here. We've got a close-up of the Welsh trombonist blasting away somewhere inside this stadium, with a Welsh flag beneath them, away to our left-hand side. 1.5 minutes gone in the second period of extra time. Kiefer Moore wins a flick on. Will he get one last chance in this game to try and take Wales through to the Euros? Here he is, flick on, might fall to Harry Wilson. Wilson battling for the ball, lays it off to David Brooks. Brooks trying to make space, edge of the box, hits the shot, that's blocked. Brooks is down on the floor, can't get onto the ball, and Poland will have a chance to bring it away. And again, it's a half chance, a semi-opening, and they got the shot away, but it never really looked like it was going to threaten Szczesny. Both defences on top so far this evening. 2 minutes gone already in this second period of extra time. Wales 0, Poland 0. Wales fans at it again, trying to lift their troops. Poland on the ball with Romanchuk, who we were just talking about, substitute who's just come on. Comes across here to Salomon, bearded centre-back. Low pass out to Frankowski, looking for the 1-2 with Schliz. Has he got the beating of Williams? No, Williams sticks to his task well, slides in, throw in for Poland.
Nico Williams doing really well there, reads the play really well and slides in when he needs to. And he's a player that we can.
Here we go.
Over to you, Ali.
Yeah. Edge of the box is Romanchuk. Don't want to miss a second of this. Frankowski on the right. Cross comes in with his left foot. Oh, powerful header. Well off target though. Piontek was stretching for it. Szymanski was in there as well. Cross came in at pace, Dave Edwards. Header at the near post. The angle was always going to be difficult there.
Yeah, it's a good ball into the box from Frankowski. He has put some good quality, and this time shifts it onto his left foot, whips an in-swinging ball in. Just getting harder for defenders to get out to the ball to try and close it down as their legs get tighter. But Wales at the other end, David Brooks had a moment. You just want them just to remain calm in that situation, don't you? Chris Coleman always say, fire in your belly, ice in your veins, and that's what you need at these big moments.
Clearance from Danny Ward with his right foot for Wales. Williams up to win the header, knocked forward by Brooks. Headed away by Kivior for Poland. Controlled by Frankowski, tackled by Brooks. Wales putting the pressure on inside the Poland half. Ipswich Town's Nathan Broadhead is about to come on for Wales. Another of those who's been in very good form for his club this season. Does have a couple of goals to his name for his country as well. Getting the final instructions at the moment from the coaching team. Time running out for both teams to try and find a winner. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Wales 0, Poland 0 on a night that England have drawn 2-2 with Belgium at Wembley. Jude Bellingham with a late equaliser in that game. Ivan Toney scoring his first goal for his country from the penalty spot. And Scotland beaten at home in their friendly by Northern Ireland. John Stones off injured for England and Andy Robertson off injured for Scotland. All the news, interviews, reaction, analysis in the Football Daily podcast on the BBC Sounds app. Moore is up to win a header. A lot of power on it, back into his own half though, and it means Romanchuk is able to run and collect the ball for Poland, and it does feel like some tired legs out there and players trying to drag themselves through it at the moment, which will be part of the reason why Nathan Broadhead is getting ready to go. Zalewski plays to his left. Szymanski is also out there on the left. Kivior onto the ball for Poland. Back it comes again. Kivior involved as comes across here to Salomon. Frankowski's got space on the right hand side, closed down by Williams for Wales. Śliż plays it into central midfield to Romanchuk, and that's Romanchuk's job. He's just the defensive midfielder. He's going to sit there and just be the man they're all going to try and play through. Śliż lays the ball into the path of Frankowski. Brave challenge from Ben Davies, clattered into but won the ball. Poland get it back again with Śliż on the right hand side. This time Romanchuk runs into an attacking position on the right, and Poland keep playing. Frankowski cross here to Romanchuk, chip ball into the penalty area, danger, backheeled attempt at a pass, falls on the edge of the box. Harry Wilson thumps it away and Poland get the ball back again. Jayne Ludlow.
Yeah, Harry Wilson hitting it beyond the back line, then trying to counter-attack, but Kiefer Moore hasn't got much left in his legs, to be fair, and he's not going to chase those balls.
Ball down the right channel. This one's for Piontek to chase. Rodon gives him a clever little nudge to try and knock him off balance. Good ball to Frankowski though. Cross comes in. Ampadu's there again for Wales. Blocks it at the near post. Crucial job he's done time and time again, Dave Edwards, for Wales.
Oh, fabulous. That is exactly, like I said in the first half, exactly what your defensive midfielders do, because that was a big opportunity for Poland as Frankowski gets down to the byline, but Ethan Ampadu once again, right place, right time. He's been heroic tonight, he really has. He's been the man who's trying to drive this Wales team forward, and the positions he's picked up have been so crucial.
Dave Edwards used to play in that part of the field for Wales, nervously watching on, as is Jayne Ludlow. Wales 0, Poland 0. Less than 10 minutes left. Szymanski's corner, dangerous into the near post. Ball balloons up in the air. Danny Ward comes, decides not to catch, fists the ball away, and it falls at the feet of Dan James. James gives it the old heave-ho, smashes the ball high in the air, down the right, towards the general direction of Harry Wilson. He won't be able to keep it in play, and Zalewski goes running back and takes the throw in quickly, wants to take the throw in quickly, but now Wales are going to make the change, and David Brooks is coming off. So David Brooks, who came on in the second half, is now coming off. Little shake of the head from him, so maybe there's something not quite right with David Brooks. Hug from the manager Rob Page, and Nathan Broadhead replaces David Brooks. Hope he's doing all right. He heads back to the Welsh dugout, 8 minutes away from a penalty shootout, plus whatever added time we've got at the end of that as well. Little flick on from Wilson, looking for more. Nathan Broadhead now up there as well. Dan James in the right wing back position. Throw in for Wales on the right. Little Dan James has the ball in his right hand. Thousands of those replica red shirts in the stands behind him. Takes the throw in. Back it comes to Mepham. Rodon, across to Ben Davies, has to leap high to control the bouncing ball, then floats it forward down the channel for Broadhead to chase. Easily dealt with, cleared down the right by Poland, chested down by Schlich, flicks a ball infield. Poland keep it going. Lewandowski, crossfield pass. Mepham not able to intercept it. Here's Szymanski. Szymanski to Piontek. Wales do get the interception in, but the danger's still there. Zalewski, edge of the Welsh penalty area. Ball on his right foot. Rolls the pass back to Kiwior. Poland just growing in confidence here right at the end of this game. Sensing Wales feeling a little nervy. Romanchuk is on the ball for Poland. Wide to Szymanski on the left. That cross does come in. Easy for Ben Davies to head away. Second header from Broadhead. Third header from Ampadu. But it only falls to a white shirt. Schlich with his right foot plays the ball to Frankowski. Again, another early cross, dangerous one. And this one's headed away by Rodon. Wales players battling for the ball on the edge of the box. Jordan James cushions the ball to Moore, couldn't control it. Here's Kiwior running forward for Poland. Chip ball might be overhit. Just goes beyond the dead ball line. Goal kick for Wales. Jayne Ludlow.
I think you can hear the reaction of the crowd there, to be fair. We were all pleased with that run off. Look, Poland are looking quite dangerous right now, and there's some tired Welsh legs out on that pitch. You know, there's some late tackles or non-tackles going in right now, and Poland managing to get into some dangerous areas.
They look the fitter team, don't they, Poland? They look the team that are stronger at the moment. They're in the ascendancy, and Wales the team holding on. And hopefully we just want Broadhead to have a big moment like he did in the very first game of the campaign away in Croatia. Got that vital goal. What a bookend moment that would be for the campaign if he could finish it off tonight.
Polish fans more buoyant at the moment as well. It's them you can hear singing away to our right. 6 minutes away from the penalty shootout. Wales 0, Poland 0. Moore's flick on beyond Broadhead. Szczesny comes hurtling off his line outside his penalty area. Low pass from him to Frankowski. On the ball wide on the right inside his own half. Kiefer Moore right there in his face. Frankowski side foots it back to Szczesny. Szczesny strides onto the ball, clears it up to the halfway line. Davies heads it forward for Wales. Romanchuk lobs it into the Welsh half. Ball loose on the halfway line. Romanchuk again, little chip pass on the half volley to Lewandowski. Measured pass from him to Zalewski on the left hand side. Danger for Wales. Zalewski at pace looking for the cutback. Cross is blocked by Dan James. Good defending, corner for Poland.
Well, look, defending in your own box is not necessarily something we related to Dan James, but he's done a great job here. 1v1, dives in at the right moment, slides in and manages to get really good contact. Obviously it's a corner to Poland over on the left hand side, but really good defending from Dan James.
Tension is getting pretty unbearable inside this stadium at the moment, certainly for the Welsh fans around us, not those Polish fans away to our right, who are right behind where this corner is coming in from Szymanski. Kiwior lurking at the far post. I'm looking for Lewandowski as well. So will the Wales defenders be right now. Away swinging corner, headed away by Kiefer Moore. Ball might fall here on the edge of the box to Frankowski. Lobs it up in the air, out to the left-hand side. Szymanski, one touch. Another deep, high-swinging cross. Far post, nodded down by Kiwior and cleared away very calmly by Kiefer Moore. Two really important interventions from him. Broadhead onto the ball inside his own half. Runs it up the left-hand touchline and wins Wales a throw. Jayne Ludlow.
Well, to be fair, Broadhead is full of running, isn't he? He was prepared to go then. And, do you know, just to make a note, I think our centre-backs have been absolutely fantastic tonight in what they've needed to do in and around that 6-yard area. They're dealing with all first contacts in there and they're doing really well. And I think prior to the game, may have been a question mark of can they deal with the increase, I guess, in the talent around them tonight in comparison to Thursday's game, but they've done fantastically well.
Yeah, they've won absolutely everything, haven't they, to come into the box. The amount of times Joe Rodon in particular has got his head on something. Chris Mepham has been solid. Ben Davies made so many important tackles. The back three have really been good, as well as the boys in front of them as well. Ethan Ampadu, I've mentioned loads, but Jordan James maybe going quietly about his business, but are very effective in the centre of the park.
You won't be surprised to hear I've drawn the grid up for penalties. We're that close now, 3.5 minutes away plus any added time. Foul on the halfway line on Davidovic by Kiefer Moore. They have had a battle royal, those two.
I've started to get goosebumps since you mentioned that.
Sorry, Jayne. Sorry. Yeah, it's on its way. Georgia beating Greece in a penalty shootout to make it through to the Euros this summer. It looks like Wales might have to go the same way. Or Poland. Wales or Poland for a place in a group with France, the Netherlands and Austria. Closing stages of the game. Polish coaching staff and substitutes all on their feet behind the manager. Header won by Dan James, again doing a good defensive job, nods it out of play, and that'll be a throw-in to Poland on the left. Halfway line, as we're teetering towards the drama of a penalty shootout in this winner-takes-all tie tonight. Lewandowski involved from the throw-in, plays the ball to the left. Back it comes to Salomon. Salomon across to Davidovic. Left-footed pass from him to Frankowski, under pressure immediately from Nico Williams. Poland, though, have the ball in possession inside their own half. Davidovic across to Salomon. Salomon just creeping forward. Kiefer Moore comes running towards him. To the left it goes to Kiwior. Kiwior, bit of pace still down the left-hand side. Ball forward, gets it back nearly from Zalewski. Poland appealing for a handball. They get the decision. Harry Wilson, I think, says it hit my thigh, but Poland will get a free kick. 2 minutes to go. Wales 0, Poland 0, which is why you can hear the Welsh national anthem starting to ring round the Cardiff City Stadium once again. The Wales players need their fans. The fans wanting something special from the players. Can they combine once again? Can they get Wales to another major tournament? Here's Frankowski, 5 Live and BBC Sounds, bringing you all the drama live from the Cardiff City Stadium tonight. Davidovic across to Salomon. Wales attackers closing in. Davidovic to Frankowski, still inside the Poland half, still happy to play. Now they come back to their goalkeeper, Szczesny. He's outside his own penalty area. Szczesny's pass goes to the right to Frankowski. Frankowski runs away from Broadhead, plays it across to Salomon. Penalty takers, I'm sure, out there already thinking about the job that will face them very shortly. Pressure penalties on the way, unless we can find a very, very late winner. But it's Poland who've got the ball at the moment. Minute to go in the second period of extra time. Both managers pacing up and down. Zalewski on the ball on the left for Poland. Kiwior makes a brave run forward. Still Zalewski. Tries to take it past Dan James. Gets the cross in all the way to the far post beyond Lewandowski. Poland will get another chance, though, to recycle this ball wide on the right with Frankowski. 120th minute of this game. It's still 0-0. Frankowski, left-footed cross, low ball, skidding into the penalty area, straight at Danny Ward, and he falls gratefully upon it. You can breathe again, Jayne.
Yeah, to be fair. Oh, this right-hand side for Poland's been really effective in the extra time period. The combination play coming up against Nico Williams, sometimes he's overloaded over here, but thankfully, look, they're not making any contact in the box right now, but we are living dangerously. It's
almost all over. 1 minute of added time, 1 minute away from a penalty shootout to see which of Wales or Poland goes to the Euros this summer. Wales do look tired, you have to say that. Poland coming on stronger in this second period of extra time. Lewandowski on the ball again, but he's deep. That's the good news for Wales. Passes it on to the left-hand side to Zalewski. Kiwior making that run again down the left. On the ball, edge of the Welsh penalty area. He's tackled. Trying to bring it away is Mepham for Wales. Strong challenge from Mepham. Right at the end of the game, gets a yellow card, but the real danger for Wales is Poland free kick. I would say just over 25 yards out, in the inside left channel. Dave, you could see what he was trying to do there because the ball was getting away from him and he went thundering. Oh, he's gone. Chris Mepham is off. He was already on the yellow card, of course. Second yellow card for Chris Mepham right at the end of this game. So Wales with the free kick to defend, down to 10 men with only a minute to play, but Chris Mepham sent off right at the end of the game. Have you another look at the challenge, Dave?
No, he looks bemused, doesn't he? I thought, I'm going to say, we're 60, 70 yards away from it. It looked like a good tackle. Doesn't do a lot wrong. I don't think it's a foul. He goes goal side, he goes his side of the ball. Good tackle that is. It's not a yellow card. It's not a foul. It could cost Wales a man down, a big man down for this last free kick in the vital seconds.
Yeah, Chris Mepham not in the penalty area to defend the set piece. Second yellow card for him. He looks utterly bemused. He gets a standing ovation as he leaves the field. If it goes to the penalty shootout, don't think he would have been expected to take one, but as Dave says, the crucial point here, and we're beyond the minute, the extra minute of allotted time at the end of the game, is that Chris Mepham is not back there defending for Wales. Last chance of the game in open play is going to fall to Poland. Szymanski's free kick into the box, headed away by Ampadu, and the ball runs away to the left. Nico Williams will keep it in play, but he's not allowed to continue. We are heading for a penalty shootout. Wales 0, Poland 0. 120 goalless minutes of football. We never really came that close to a goal for either team. So now Wojciech Szczesny and Danny Ward have to get ready to try and be the heroes between the sticks for their teams. And some nervous, tension-fueled penalties on the way, Kelly Cates. It's finished 0-0.
Ali, thank you very much. Alistair Bruce Ball, Jayne Ludlow and Dave Edwards will be taking you through those penalties very shortly. And then it's time for Gordon Smart on 5 Live. It was supposed to be 10:30. Might be a bit later, Gordon.
Well, I missed the football tonight at Hampden, but I'm ready to go tonight. With all the reaction from that Wales game, win or lose, we will be on air with that. And also the latest on the crash in Baltimore with the container ship and the bridge. And I've got a fascinating Life Less Ordinary interview tonight with a lady, Sarah de Lagarde, who was run over twice by a tube train and is now 20% robot. It's an incredible chat. That's after midnight tonight.
Gordon, thank you very much, and not a bad night to miss the action from Hampden, where Scotland were beaten 1-0 by Northern Ireland. Conor Bradley becomes the second youngest goal scorer for Northern Ireland after George Best in 1964. There's 2-year age gap between them, but he's still at 20 as the second youngest scorer for Northern Ireland. So they've started up with the Welsh national anthem here at the Cardiff City Stadium. As Wales and Poland go to penalties, the winner will be heading to Germany this summer for Euro 2024. And this is what they hope will be sung in the streets of Germany. The song that Wales fans will be hoping carries them to Germany this summer. In some ways, Jayne, it's inspiring. In another way, it's just doubled the pressure.
To be honest, I just wanted to say, come on, boys, just like everybody else in this stadium right now, come on.
Dave, they're going to be taking the penalties at the end that Wales won. All the Wales fans are going to be behind them.
Yeah, the counting end, that'll be big for Wales, and yeah, it's going to be nerve-wracking for those poor lads who have got to go and take that ball and take it to the penalty spot. But the national anthem was incredible, wasn't it? Danny Ward, let's draw on that Huddersfield playoff win back at Wembley in 2019, I want to say. He's had experience of it. Let's do it again, Danny, come on.
Taking you through it then, Dave Edwards and Jayne Ludlow with Alistair Bruce-Ball.
That's the kind of thing I should have in my notes, Dave. I've completely forgotten about that. It's actually a really important question, that, though. Wojciech Szczesny, in terms of international football, in terms of number of caps, is the more experienced goalkeeper. Poland have been involved in shootouts before at international level, but as you say, Danny Ward has done it in hugely high pressure occasion there.
Yeah, he's told me about it enough times, so that's why it's stuck in my mind.
Right, a little bit of levity, humour to lighten the mood, and actually really nice exchange between the two goalkeepers, who are smiling and laughing away, arm in arm, as they come down towards the goal, away to our left-hand side, just to have a final word with the referee. Wales-Poland, it finished 0-0. Poland will take the first penalty of the shootout, and it is the captain and their record goal scorer, Robert Lewandowski, who is up against Danny Ward to try and get Poland off to a flyer. 5 penalties apiece. If we're still level after that, we go into sudden death. The Polish fans are away to our right, so they are less able to affect the penalty shootout. The end away to our left, absolutely packed full of Welsh fans in the replica red shirts, trying to put Lewandowski off. Some of those lights are on the phones, waving around, arms waving everywhere. Lewandowski turned his back for a second, away from it all. Here's the start of the shootout. Lewandowski against Danny Ward. Lewandowski, stutter run up, stops. Oh, it's clever, it's cheeky, it's brilliant from Lewandowski. Danny Ward went left, Lewandowski stopped, half stop, stuttered in the run up, waited for him to go, and has rolled it into the back of the net. Jayne.
Class. Yeah, that was a class penalty, to be fair. Look, he did stutter with his run up. He waited for Ward to dive to his left, and then he just places it on the other side. Class penalty for Poland.
Poland's captain scores. Ben Davies steps up first for Wales, winning his 86th cap for his country tonight. Not a regular penalty taker, takes on the responsibility. Was talking in the week about how well the practice had gone. He's up against Szczesny, all in yellow. Ben Davies with his left foot straight down the middle. Really confident, collected, cool penalty from Ben Davies. Dave Edwards, Chesney dived out of the way. Just straight down the middle, thank you very much.
Go on, Ben.
2 great penalties.
Straight down the middle, Dave.
Amazing. To have the courage to do that in this pressure cooker of an atmosphere is incredible. Both penalty takers, Lewandowski and Ben. It takes some serious, I won't say the word, but
cojones, Dave, I think we're allowed to use. Sebastian Szymanski is up next. So 2 penalties taken, both scored. Which goalkeeper can potentially make the first save? Playing for a place at the Euros. Whistles and cheers from the Wales fans. Szymanski! Oh, Danny Ward was close to that one, but it's fired past him. It's into the back of the net, and then you get that reaction as soon as a Poland penalty goes in. Most of the stadium just drops to silence. Jayne Ludlow.
Yeah, Danny Ward dive into his right-hand side, but again, it's a penalty that goes straight down the middle. A little bit different to Ben Davies. A bit more of a side foot with this one. Look, goalkeeper's gone. They're just slotting it straight down the middle right now.
Kiefer Moore looked tired towards the end of the game. Wales is centre forward, given the start tonight. Threat throughout. Can he do the business from the penalty spot? Giant of a man in the Welsh kit, striding towards the spot, places the ball down, and it's a very deliberate 2 steps back, 2 steps to the left, shakes his shoulders loose, jogs on the spot. Kiefer Moore, in off the bar. Wow! Blimey, that would have made his heart jump. Hit the bar, down onto the line. I think it went up onto the bar again, and then into the back of the net, Dave.
Wow, he didn't mean, I'm adamant he didn't mean to get it that high. I had a little look at Kelly Cates and I thought he might put it over with his run-up, but wow, what a penalty in the end.
Lots of power behind it.
Right, next up, number 19 for Poland, Frankowski. Przemysław Frankowski, the right back from Lens. Pressure now on him. 2-2 in the shootout. 0-0 in the game. Playing for a place in Germany this summer. Frankowski runs to the ball and goes high, top corner. You are not saving a penalty like that. That is the best we've seen so far, and Poland has scored 3 out of 3.
Really confident spot kick there. He hits it high into the corner towards his left. Obviously Danny Ward dive into his right, but it's way above that hand of Danny Ward. Really good penalty there.
Well, I think we can certainly excuse Dave Edwards and Jayne Ludlow, the partisanship at this point. Trying to keep our cool as best we can. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The amount of coaching staff, players, subs, supporters lined up on the edge of this pitch, arm in arm. Wales to the left, Poland to the right. The players are doing the same on the halfway line. Harry Wilson next up for Wales. Poland lead 3-2 in the shootout. Wilson's got his hands on his hips, runs towards the ball down the middle. Chesney dive to the left. I think the Wales fans were backing on Harry Wilson, and he struck it home. Dave Edwards.
Yeah, Harry Wilson would be the one I would put my money on out of all of these Wales players to score his penalty, but still huge pressure, and like Ben Davies, the confidence to just carefully place it down the middle of the goal and let Wojciech Szczesny dive. It takes terrific courage.
They will have practiced and practiced and practiced, and you want practice to make perfect. That is the idea. So far, both teams perfect. 3 out of 3 apiece. Nikola Zalewski of Roma up against Danny Ward, up against the whole of this stadium pretty much, apart from the 1,500 Poland fans away to our right, up against the whole of Wales. Trots to his left-hand side. Zalewski, it's another fabulous penalty. Ward went the right way, but again it fizzed past him right into the side part of the netting. Again, you're not saving it.
No, Danny Ward did go the right way, but the power behind the shot, there was no chance he was going to save that.
You don't want anyone to miss one. No one has missed one so far. Someone has to. Someone has to win this game tonight. Someone is going to the Euros. Danny Ward is coming over to have a word with Nico Williams, who once again has been absolutely brilliant for Wales throughout this qualification campaign. Just to ease the pressure, he was bouncing the ball there like a basketball player ahead of the penalty spot. Then he treads the penalty spot down. Some of these Wales fans around us, they cannot watch. They simply cannot watch. The prize so big. Poland 4 out of 4. Can Williams make it 4 out of 4 for Wales? He can. Sends Szczesny the wrong way. That was almost in slow motion. Just strolled up to the ball and tucked it into the bottom corner.
He did just stroll up to the ball and slot it in, but it looks like it's a bit of a miss hit, it looked like, because it was bouncing, bobbling in there, but who cares? It's in the back of the net from Nico Williams.
Trying to see who that is. Is that Piontek coming forward? I can see the number 2. He wears number 23. It is Piontek. Christoph Piontek. Now we're at the point in the shootout. If he misses this, Wales have a penalty to get to the Euros. Massive for Danny Ward, trying to make himself as big as possible on the goal line, jumping up and down. Piontek approaches the ball and drives it home. Danny Ward went left, Piontek went right, and Poland have taken 5 really, really good penalties, Dave.
Yeah, they've handled the pressure extremely well, gone into the corners. That's the first time Danny hasn't really gone the right way. And now the pressure on Dan James's shoulders. He strolls up to this penalty stop. It is huge. It is huge. You don't want anyone to miss. But please, Dan, come on, hold your nerve.
Yeah, all he's got to do now, well, it's so easy for us to say, is not think about the occasion and the stadium and everything and blot it all out and what it means. Just think about the penalty, the skill that you've got to execute. If Dan James misses this penalty, then Wales won't be at the Euros this summer. It's a short, straight run from Dan James. He's paused. The whistle has already blown. Here he comes, Dan James. Oh, Szczesny saved it. Szczesny throws himself to his right-hand side. It is desolation and disappointment for Wales, but hang on. Daniele Orsato, yes. For a second there, I thought he was going to order a retake, but now he allows the Polish celebrations, and they go streaming towards Wojciech Szczesny, and everything has fallen flat inside the Cardiff City Stadium. One of those nights, jubilation for one, desolation for the other, and unfortunately for Daniel James, it fell on his shoulders. The first man to miss out of 10 in the shootout. Szczesny picked the right way, and Wales will not be at the Euros this summer. It is Poland who go through, and they will be in a group with France, Netherlands and Austria, and this is going to be very hard for the Wales players to take, because right now in front of us here, the Polish players, led by Lewandowski, have run from one end of the field to the other, sliding down on their knees in celebration in front of the Polish fans. It finished 0-0 on the night. I guess it's a wonderful way to win. It is absolutely the cruelest way to lose, to miss out on another major tournament for Wales. And poor old Dan James, denied by Wojciech Szczesny, and it is Poland who will be in Germany in the summer.
Ali, thank you very much. And the Poland players making their way over to the Poland supporters over in the far right of this stadium. They're throwing their shirts into the crowd, celebrating with their fans. They're doing the thunderclap, they're singing, and they are celebrating because they will be heading to Germany. But for Wales, crushing disappointment. The players just starting to pick themselves up off the floor. Many of them crouched down just a couple of moments ago in disappointment. And it's the hardest way to go out of a tournament. It's the hardest way to miss out on a place in the Euros, Jayne.
Oh yeah, look, I'm in shock as well, I think. But listen to this, look. At the end of the day, young fella Dan James has gone up, last penalty. I was surprised to see him in that spot. I'll be honest, I don't know the players as well as the coaching staff and you know, the group of players, but I was surprised. He's a young guy. Lots and lots of pressure on his shoulders there, but he was prepared for it and he stepped up. And you know, you have to applaud him for that. But life, oh my gosh, life is he's had probably one of the best couple of weeks of his life. I think his second child was born, and now this. You know, sometimes you just think, oh gosh, I feel for him.
It will have been a hugely emotional week for him at both ends of that kind of spectrum. But for Wales, who are now gathering around in a huddle in their own half of the pitch in front of these fans, many of whom have stayed inside this stadium to sort of commiserate with the players. This is going to be a tough one for them to take, Dave.
It is. It's absolute heartbreak for everyone inside the stadium, but no more than Dan James. Somebody has to miss, and unfortunately for Dan, it was on his shoulders at the end. But he was terrific in the game. He came on, he made a big difference in the game, but unfortunately Wales couldn't quite get that goal in normal time. And yeah, I'm gutted. This nation is very, very special, and you can see that now with the way they're sticking together at this really sad moment.
The motto, Dave, together stronger, and never better exemplified. That as soon as the Polish celebration started, the singing struck up again inside the stadium. I've just seen Ben Davies doing an absolutely fantastic captain's job. to be a fly on the shoulder of one of the players standing out there on the pitch, so surrounded by the entire coaching staff and all his teammates. You can see Dan James, we've seen close-ups of him, absolutely devastated, and you can understand why, but it's got to happen to someone. He's been in fantastic form. He scored that brilliant goal here on Thursday night. He's absolutely full of confidence. I'm not surprised that he took a penalty. He didn't strike it that cleanly, Kelly, and it was at that height for Wojciech Szczesny. It wasn't right in the corner. Szczesny gets the right way, and unless you get the penalty perfect and the goalkeeper goes the right way, it is going to get saved. And it's one of those things, I mean, the England manager Gareth Southgate can tell you all about it, you know, missing shootouts in big tournaments and big moments. Eventually it does make you stronger, doesn't it? It's just one of those horrible things you've got to go through, and it's just all the air goes out of the balloon right at the end. That's how it happens. And Wales have had so much success here as well at this stadium, in playoff games as well. Tonight just not to be.
The players now having a lap of appreciation here in front of their supporters. As I say, it's still very busy given how late at night it is, and given the fact that they have now failed to qualify for Euro 2024. It's a mark really of where Wales are in a way, Dave, that these fans will have been beyond hoping, not quite expecting to be at Euro 2024.
Well, there is an expectation, and I think a lot of credit has to go to this group of players and Rob Page and his staff to put Wales in this position where they can be so close to one of those spots in the Euros. And so I'm just watching the players go around the pitch, and to see so many Welsh fans staying inside the stadium, they'll be absolutely gutted, but to stay inside and show their appreciation for what this Wales team have done on the pitch, because the second half of this qualifying campaign they have been magnificent. They really have, just to get themselves into this position. And unfortunately someone had to lose today, and it was Wales. But it takes huge pressure for every single one of those penalty takers to put their hands up and say, yeah, I'll take one, boss, and I'll walk forwards and I'll take the pressure of a nation. So you can't blame one oater on Dan James, because until you're in that moment you can't understand the pressure which goes through. But I'm very proud of this football team, and they'll come again. It's a young squad. They've come out of the shadows of 2016. When you look at those players on the pitch, they've got so much room for improvement, they've got so much growth. There's going to be longevity when you look at the ages of these players. And this isn't the end. They're going to go big in the World Cup qualifiers. Let's see if we can get to the World Cup. But like every Welsh fan here, we're going to be devastated not to see them in Germany.
Jayne, look, they won't be feeling like this at the moment, but in the coming days, will this group of players, will this group of backroom staff be able to sort of reflect on the latter stages of this qualifying campaign and think there is a young squad here, there is something that we can build on for future tournaments?
Well, I think if you listen to Rob Page in the build-up to this game, you know, he's talking a lot about the form over the last, I think it's 7 games, and they've come into form, haven't they? They had a dodgy patch, but they've come through it. And what you'd like to think is they can keep building on that. This is going to be a huge disappointment for them, I think, in the manner of the loss as well. But look, as Dave said, it's a young squad, lots of potential, and we have to back them and I look forwards to the next tournament.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a couple of years wait at least now for Wales, but there is that backbone, as we say, of young players within that side. It does feel as though something is growing here. But when you look at this game in particular, coming off the back of that 4-1 win last time out, it felt like such a comprehensive victory for Wales. This was definitely a more difficult game. But did it feel like maybe that it had taken something out of them, Thursday's match?
Yeah, it's hard to isolate the game into little moments when you say you've gone through this 120 minutes and finished with a penalty shootout. But if you do look back at it, tactically, Wales weren't at their best. They huffed and puffed, but they didn't really have that quality in the final third. And I'm sure Rob Page looked back on it and just wished that they'd have grasped the moments when they were on top, be able to maintain some attacks, create a little bit more quality, get more balls into the box, make this Poland team defend a little bit more. They're unable to do, but say when you're in such a high pressure match, you can understand how the game sometimes just goes away from you a little bit. You don't want to make those mistakes. And I thought Poland were exactly the same as well. Poland weren't the ones really going for it. They finished the game stronger, but they didn't really create any clear-cut chances. And I think it was a game where both teams cancelled each other out. But Wales will be disappointed they didn't win the game in 90 minutes, didn't win it in 120 minutes, and then after that it's just a lottery.
And like you said, you can't blame the final penalty taker, Dan James, for Wales not qualifying for the Euros. But in terms of just this one-off game, Jayne, where do you think that Wales fell short?
Well, to be fair, adding on to what Dave said, I think what we saw tonight were two really good defensive units. They weren't giving you anything in and around the box, to be fair, Wales and Poland, and it was going to take something special to get that goal, and we didn't see it. Gosh, you can always make changes after the event, can't you? Look, the coaching staff are going to break down every moment of this, and they've obviously gone with the game plan. Kiefer Moore there trying to hit him early and then play off him. Was it happening? Maybe not as much as they would have liked, because the detail of the pass up to him, not necessarily Kiefer Moore's decisions. And you know, it's easy for us to say now, could they have gone a different way and started Brooks from the off and exploited that space that was available behind the Poland backline? But look, it's all a bit irrelevant. I think, is it going to be useful for the next game they play? Yes, but look, it'll take them a few weeks to get over this.
Ali, when we talk about moments in the game and fine margins in the game, it's hard to avoid discussing the goal that was disallowed at the end of the first half, because there was just, a sheet of paper between it being off and onside.
There were 4 seconds there, Kelly, 3 or 4 seconds where pretty much this entire stadium was in seventh heaven, and actually the first replay we looked at, it did actually look like Ben Davies was onside, and that was the danger that Wales were creating, from the set pieces. Jayne had just said it just before it happened, from the left-hand side. Nico Williams ball in, Kiefer Moore with the nod back across goal. Ben Davies planted the header in quite beautifully. There was the one chance in the second half, wasn't there? Kiefer Moore always looked like the threat, the header that Szczesny was able to claw away. I mean, you do, in the disappointment for Wales, you do have to credit Poland as well, because in the build-up we were obviously talking about the huge advantage that Wales had in playing at home, and how both of these teams actually being on home turf, it would make them favourites. And Poland have come here and dealt with that incredible atmosphere before the kick-off and really limited Wales to very few chances. So you do have to say well done to them for that. But I do wonder, I agree with Jayne, David, it's so easy at the end of the game to think, I've just done a little bit more of this and more of that, and there's plenty to be asked about afterwards. They just didn't have the cutting edge tonight, Wales.
Just watching a replay of that final penalty, Robert Lewandowski actually didn't watch at least that final Wales penalty, and so while the rest of his teammates were running towards each other to celebrate, it took him a split second longer to go and reach them.
I also thought the referee was about to order it to be retaken, whether they were looking at Szczesny's foot movement on the line or whatever, because the signal wasn't immediately game over or whatever, and then after a couple of seconds he blew the final whistle. But it's a devastating defeat for Wales to come back from where they came from in the qualification campaign, because in June last year they were in real trouble. They lost at home to Armenia, they went away to Turkey and lost in the autumn. Then there were the comments from the chief executive of the Football Association of Wales, Noel Mooney, that put Rob Page under a bit of pressure, and the team responded brilliantly to that, played so brilliantly last week, and they just got to that final hurdle and not been able to clamber over it.
Jayne, final thoughts?
Oh, I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted, in particular for Dan James, but for everybody involved. I did think we could do it tonight, but look, it hasn't gone our way. Congratulations to Poland. One that got away.
Yeah, exactly the same. Absolutely gutted we couldn't get ourselves to Germany. So I feel really sorry for Dan James having to be the one who missed the penalty, because he's been the stalwart of this Wales team in this Rob Page year. Really has been one of his best performers. But yeah, like Jayne says, it's going to take a while to go, but you've got to remember this isn't the end. I think we're out of the transition now from the Chris Coleman era and the Gareth Bale and Ashley Williams, Joe Allen. We're past that transition now, and now this is a team that all Welsh fans can look forward to watching, competing in these qualifying campaigns right till the end to get to major tournaments for a few more years to come.
Dave Edwards, Jayne Ludlow and Alistair Bruce Ball at the Cardiff City Stadium, thank you very much for your company this evening.